Throw Gang. We are joined by the Baron of the Ballot Box, Lawrence
Happy
Schlossman.
New Year.
It's January 5th. It's January 7th, bro. Don't say that anymore. And myself, the Titan of the Tally, James Harris. We got to look extra skinny because Rob Kelly's been fucking up that edit, making us look all portly and shit. Welcome to the weekly Running the Boys.
It's his fault.
With today's full episode only available on patreon.com/throwingfits. Lawrence, how have your last 3 weeks been?
Fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
How was your
How many movies you watch?
Yo, follow me on Letterboxd, Sartorially Inc. You know, same what is it called? Handle across all platforms.
Good for you.
Probably 25 movies, maybe more.
In a week?
No, you said 3 weeks. Honestly, maybe more.
Okay.
Two movies a day. You know me, I'm Mr. Two-A-Days, dude. How's your romantic week? It was good?
It's great.
Jimmy is
started
drained.
watching-
Your balls must be fucking
Yeah.
drained.
Yeah. Call it Paris Lacy Fur to sack. Before we talk about the 2021 Fitties, i.e., revealing the best trends, sneakers, TV shows, collaborations, movies, stylish celebs, musical artists, biggest bozo, and best brand of the past year as decided on by you.
Thank you.
Not just the listener, because we got a ton more listeners than we have patrons.
You mean votes.
Let's get into a fit check.
You said listens.
Votes.
Because we do have more listeners than we have patrons.
Let's just get into the fit check.
All right, fit check, speed run, you start.
Nike socks, engineered garments, or actually needles, fake fur pants, Union LA long sleeve tee, Small Talk Studio, Capioli, and then the jacket, I guess because you're going to talk about your outerwear, the fur sack jacket and the Wallies on the feet and Hanes boxers.
Okay. I wore camion boots to the crib. I had on a North Face puffer jacket. I have on...
So bad at saying that.
What do you say?
You're so bad at saying that.
What is it? What is the big black puffer? Puffer? The puffer jacket? I don't know what I'm doing.
Like
here.
a baby, like a boss baby.
Yeah, baby. I am the boss, baby, dude. That is my official role here at Throwing Fits. I have on John Elliott socks, vintage Levi 501 jeans, a vintage Fleetwood Mac t-shirt. I have on a hat from Metalwood Studios, Rolly on the wrist, still married. Let's get into the motherfucking Fitties.
Real quick, I have 2 New Year's resolutions that are kind of jokes, but I think would be funny if we
Did we
actually
not
did them.
do
Well,
resolutions
I
already?
realized them after the New Year's. That one, to get you up to date on technology, and 2, what if I just like really committed or just bought fake Instagram followers, or really committed to IG to the point where I
that'd
get
be
more
awesome.
followers than you?
That would be amazing. You should absolutely do
so
that.
pissed.
Your engagement would be such dog shit.
I know, it's true. Drinking Buds, drinking Greenpoint's finest tap.
Dry
Okay.
January is fucking canceled, bitch.
Have you ever done that?
No. What do I look like, a fucking boss baby?
The 2021 Fitties.
Real quick, can we just say...
Second annual award show by Throwing Fits, the only podcast that matters, the only award show that matters.
We more than doubled the amount of votes from last year.
In total.
We had more votes in day one than the totality of last year. And surprisingly, the most popular category to vote on, because not everyone votes for everything, which is something I didn't even think about, was Trend of the Year.
Yeah, which is why we're going to start with that first.
Okay.
Trends of the year, 2021, what a year it was. It was the year that we saw the Kardashian-Jenner complex incorporate the fucking haunted-looking white boys into their orbit, right? Pete Davidson at the buzzer, notably. But in last place, trend of the year was pop punk / school shooter, where you had your Travis Barkers, your MGKs, Lion Cook Chic,
As we said, yes.
Pete Davidson, with less than 1% of the vote.
Yeah, this was a fucking brick, and I think it's mainly because we're not going to break down our thoughts on everything, but this being in dead last, despite really having a grip on the zeitgeist, people clearly don't like this. It's happening, but it's bad.
Well, and it's only happening like this is you can only pull this shit off if you are already a celebrity.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
If you see this guy like walking down the street, you're not gonna be like, "Oh, that guy looks cool." Oh, that's not true actually. Like there are like fucking school shooters that look cool.
Sure. I think it's more of just like, the whole vibe here is like very sickly, very much
Very
like
gaunt.
very gaunt. So I think it's just
How
like
we don't look in the video that you're watching right
exactly.
now.
How hopefully Rob can make us look that way. If he can make us look fat,
Yo, Rob,
it stands
take the wide video and make it set for TikTok, and then half that.
Yeah. Or just do the exact opposite of what you're doing and make us look like fucking hot school shooters, dude. Like most school shooters are.
Big old
All right, moving on up.
Yes. All right. In second to last place, we had Y2K head ass, which maybe it's the name, maybe it's the fact that, like, again, this is one of those things where it's like, it's happening. All you see are the headlines where it's like, Y2K's back. But for the Fitties voter, not necessary.
Yeah, I don't think the throw gang are wearing Jankos with little fucking tiny Matrix sunglasses
Von
and
Dutch
shit.
truckers.
Exactly. Moving on up.
Third to last, smash and grab swag, aka balaclavas. Again, this is
Very
some shit where
specific. Very specific.
If you're a rock star or you're selling weed on the train,
Yeah.
then you're wearing a balaclava. But like, I have had no desire to wear a balaclava because it's just like hot as fuck and it just messes up your hair.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, for guys with great heads of hair like you and I.
Yes, sir.
Me also. That wasn't a fucking flub. This is not a normal person trend like you're saying. No. This is not.
Then we get into an extra normie trend, fourth to last with 2.4% of the vote, which is a trend that I was very scared that you were like veering towards.
No way, bro.
You absolutely were. Like,
Lies.
this is. You were definitely adjacent to this with your like suiting is back, hashtag menswear's back.
Oh my god,
bullshit.
I never said any of those things.
Prep, and no, I'm not talking about the AIDS medication. Prep. This is fucking collegiate. Fucking, you love to pop your collar.
I do sometimes. Well, on outerwear, not on polos.
You love to tuck your shit in.
Is that a preppy thing to tuck in?
That's more prep than not prep.
From there,
then more than doubling the vote, 5.6%. Now we're starting to get to someplace
Yeah.
good. Western, obviously the fucking. And you know what? I don't know if this like
look at your
into,
hat right now, bro.
Yeah, no,
you
but
better not be fucking criticizing.
No, but I don't know if this bleeds into Y2K head ass a little bit with like the cowboy boots.
I don't. Well, that was a very Gen Z move this year. I will say that what I'm seeing here is two very general categories, just big broad strokes, Western prep. That didn't do that well, and it's weird because the other side of the coin, balaclava, is almost too specific to do well, too. So.
All right, next up with
two sides of the same coin.
With 71% of the vote, best trend of the year, which was the most popular category for some reason, and it was like towards the bottom. No, it definitely wasn't first.
What do you mean, the most popular category?
Most voted on category.
Oh, right.
Explore page Voltron, aka these motherfuckers you see with their tote bags, the trucker hats, their small little coffee with the latte art, varsity jackets, the fucking paint splatter denim that did not execute themselves, the NB550s, the Mulberry Street motherfuckers, the Burks. Yeah. 7.1% of the vote. This is a big category, though. This is kind of like...
We were casting a wide net.
Explore page Voltron is not a specific... It's a category, but it's not like a specific archetype.
I would say this is somewhere between your Western and your preps, and then your like specific thing like a balaclava, like I'm saying. This is somewhere in the middle. With that said, you probably see more of these guys on Instagram than you do any of these other fucking trends that we called out. Though you don't tend to see a ton in real life.
Yeah.
Which I think is maybe why
people...
it
depends where you go. It depends where you live.
Well, what do you, LA? You think there's more of these guys? Or you mean downtown New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mulberry Street.
All right.
Fucking...
Yeah, no, I get it.
Post Sneaker World, next up, 7.3%. This is our baby. You love to see it in the middle of the pack, running with the big dogs. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe next year we'll do a shoot.
I mean, here's the thing, right? This is the most self-serving of all the trends, so you're going to see it every fucking year. Because we came up with all of these, but in terms of like willing something into existence with a fucking TM stamp from the boys, the goddamn motherfucking boys. I mean, this is the one. But we're right now in the middle of the pack.
Vintage and upcycling next up with 7.9%. They were third last year.
Yeah.
So they dropped down 5 spots to 8th.
Damn. We're back to killing
Which
the planet.
is like,
fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. We in a pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is I think that we expanded the category and vintage and upcycling, maybe it got saturated with like Depop motherfuckers and Gen Z and like band tees and rap tees and everything.
The big difference between this year's Fitties, the second annual, and the inaugural Fitties, and we're going to compare and contrast our risers and our fallers in terms of things, getting carried over from the year prior. This was a much deeper list that you and I put together.
Yeah.
So there's that to consider as well. We split the vote a lot.
And I think that there's like recency bias, right?
Yes.
So maybe the positive here is that like vintage and upcycling kind of saturated into the mainstream.
Hopefully.
Or blended into the mainstream. And so this trend that is ultimately a good thing, in our humble opinions, is no longer like the most exciting thing, which is totally fine.
As objective observers, right, who don't want to fucking influence you guys and your opinions, this is a nice one to see. 2 years in a row carrying a little bit of weight.
In 7th place, with 8% of the vote, just barely above vintage and upcycling, is When Harry Met Chunky.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking textured knits, mohair cardies.
Mohair, mo problems.
Big fuzzy johns, with Throwing Fits and Marnie leading the fucking way, of course, with the mohair.
Yeah.
Marla Gache obviously had, that's our legacy for those of you that are confused on the Reddit.
Yeah, that was amazing.
This is a brand new category, and fucking love to see this shit with 8% of the vote.
Brand new entry into
brand new entry into best trend of the year category.
Hold on, I
Sorry.
feel like we're rifling through very fast here, which is good because we got a lot to get through. I will say, of all the specific ones, this is clearly what hit the hardest more than balaclava, more than fucking school shooter. Like, this was the one that clearly most people really fucking latched onto this year.
Well, no, because if you look further up, in terms of specific John.
Sorry.
Specific type of John.
I'm wrong.
This is 7th place.
Okay.
We have another contender up above it, but next up in 6th place, Blue Collar Stolen Valor. This is as American as fucking Blue Collar at this point.
Right, which last year was 2nd place. So again, another kind of holdover, though, as much as vintage and upcycling, like, you might want to criticize the like aesthetic benefits or lack thereof, like, it is still good for the planet. Blue Collar Stolen Valor, I can see a lot of people, even though I guess vintage gear plays very much into this category with buying a real man's Carhartt, right? I will say that this is one that I would imagine there is diminishing returns, and if we were to fast forward till next year, I would imagine it might even fall more.
There's only so many. You know what it is that a lot of old people died from COVID the last 2 years.
We got their
so
Johns.
The market was flooded with the worn in Carhartt that, you know, fucking Timmy in Iowa bought for $40 and flipped it for $400 to fucking Johnny in New York.
Fucking John Doe fucking estate sales. A lot of fucking Detroit jackets, a lot of double knees. Yeah.
All right, next up, and this is a little confusing maybe. We have MFA MFers, meaning not reddit.com/r/male fashion advice.
No.
Not that, because that was, I fucking pray to God that none of those motherfuckers vote on the Fitties. Master of Fine Arts.
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
This is your hot Professor Drip.
Seth Rogen in the cardigans, in the textured cardies. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Not his personal style, but the fucking character he played on
skipped
one.
You skipped 70 sexy sleeves.
I skipped 70 sexy sleeves. God damn it, with 8.5% of the vote.
Okay.
This was flared pants, leather blazers, undoing another button. Right? This was something that you and I were very into all year.
This is what you wore on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Complete with a little gender-bending twist.
That's true. And apparently you could see my penis all night, which I was not aware of.
I mean, you wore it in a shoot where you could see your penis in the shoot that we did with fucking Hawthorne. Yeah. You know, there's that one photo, you're like, we got to leave with this. I'm hanging dong. You don't remember that? No. It's also because it's like cream. Like, you could see the head of your cock.
You know my religion.
You already know that sexy sleaze is really fucking registering with sexy Jimmy.
I'm the Pharaoh foreskin.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
I was going to say it, dude. I mean, I saw your dick through your pants. That shit is fucking cut.
Yo, cut gems. All right, then we have MFA MFers. Sorry for that. 3rd place. Drum roll, please.
Yes.
9%. Can I get a drum roll?
What? I don't have 2 hands. You know, you got to fucking make
Grown Man Streetwear. Where was this last year?
Okay, Grown Man Streetwear last year came in 4th place.
Okay.
With 12.8% of the vote. This year, it is
9% of the vote, but in 3rd place.
Right, because we expanded the category so much. I mean, that's really what's happening here.
Yeah, this is self-explanatory. I feel like this is kind of like how you and I validate us dressing like children.
Yeah, when we do dress like children. I think this is also like somewhere. This and MFA motherfuckers is kind of, you know, not that we're splitting hairs. These are 2 separate looks, but a lot of elements, and I guess a lot of these have similar Johns.
Yeah.
That kind of, you know, link the DNAs of all of these trends.
In 2nd place,
here we go,
9.5% of the vote. And this was a closer race, I believe, than last year's, kind of like what separated the top 2,
yes,
right?
Which we'll get to.
Last year we had like 2 runaway winners?
Yeah, and really one runaway winner, to be honest.
Yeah. 2nd place, trend of the year, 2021, big ass pants.
This was the John specific one that I forgot about that you were alluding to. This is very fucking straightforward.
Yeah, and this was like, honestly, this is also kind of a move away from skinny jeans.
100%. It's a rejection of that, sure.
Which if we're on the fucking cutting edge, like your boys over here, you would have been off skinny jeans years ago.
Yeah, I wonder if
hopefully this really did kind of break through. And you know who was an early proponent of this, and I think
Justin Bieber
really broke through was on Throwing Fits with Kathleen from Chickies.
Oh wow, yeah.
That was her one
in terms of what guys should wear. Yeah.
Like big pants.
I wonder if this was positioned instead of being kind of like pro big ass pants. If this was like if the trend was the death of skinny jeans. I wonder if it would have rated higher or lower. I mean, the world may never know. But big ass pants, second place, 9.5% of the vote. This is a new entry. This was not a vote. This is something you couldn't vote for last year, rather. So I would say big debut for big ass pants. Shout out Justin Bieber.
Bigger the better. Shout out fucking Lucas Hedges, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely, bro. Wait,
all right.
No, he was wearing a dress. You're thinking of Dorfman.
He wore a dress with his girl walk through Zoho, and then he was in Montauk.
I think Dorfman is a they them. I don't think you should say his girl. Is Tommy Dorfman? I
don't know who you're talking about.
That's who he's walking with.
Oh no, but there's a photo of him in Montauk. I'm gonna fucking waste everyone's time here wearing gigantic fucking parachute pants like UFOs.
Shout out Lucas Hedges, man, just fucking blurring all the fucking genders.
All right, in first place
Here we go.
Trend of the year, which is interesting because if you think about the brands that comprise this trend or comprise this trend rather, we're gonna get to them a little later.
Yeah.
Right. So just remember this. Trend of the year 2021 as voted for by you in the most popular category of the 2021 Fitties is good old raisins and peanuts, Gorp, 14.2% of the
back-to-back champs of Trend of the Year. Gorp, according to you guys, is going, I ain't fucking leaving. It's going nowhere. Gorp again. Now, it's fucking grip on... Nice, dude. If you pay, honestly, worth the $10 alone. I'm sure Rob will put it on IG in the sizzle reel. But I will say that Gorp is lessening its grip. Last year, 24% of the vote. This year,
14.2.
But with that said, still number one, still the top dog. When we talked about this, doing our pre-pro, my thought was, listen, as these brands that we'll get to, have raised themselves in terms of visibility and popularity and hype, all of that stuff. I think a lot of people through the Johns have discovered a hobby. A lot of guys that their hobby before used to be clothes, and now it's actually fucking, doing Arc'teryx shit in their Arc'teryx as an example. And I think that, it's them voting for this new part of their personality, which is continuing to become more filled out as they grow up.
That puts a lot of faith into the voters of the Fitties, that they actually found something to do with their lives. For me, it's more like, all right, Gorp obviously last year had his fucking big breakthrough moment, and the drip continues to dribble down, trickle down driponomics, right? Where like Gorp obviously huge breakthrough last year and is still enjoying an absolute dominant saturation.
That's fair.
And I think that's not just true of like trends, but brands that we'll talk about, sneakers that we'll talk about, because it's like last year we were all fucking locked in and we're just consuming shit, and then this year it was people like actively living the things that they had seen. Maybe it was through
using all the new Johns that they had stockpiled the year before.
Yeah, maybe it was
for
through
Fitbits.
Maybe it was through going on a hike. Maybe it was by just jumping in the shower. But yeah, Gorp, trend of the year in the 2021 Fitties as voted on by you, the customer.
To recap, you have Gorp in first, Big Ass Pants in second, and Grown Man Streetwear in third. And Gorp was kind of not the runaway winner, but this wasn't necessarily close. It wasn't tight.
It was closer than other categories, which let's get to.
Okay, now we're going
next category.
Sneaker of the year. And hand up, this is on us, our bad, too many options.
Way too many.
Way too many. So let's just start right at the fucking bottom and get through all the fucking stragglers that are literally separated by by
several votes. But our methodology here is like we like peruse through like what are our like most fire shit, and then like what's on like the list of like top 10 sneakers.
What the sneaker heads are,
the sneaker blogosphere, whatever, and kind of like we got to get better just paring this down and curating the list, bro.
Yeah, we got to curate the curators. I mean, yes, of course, like sneakerhead lives matter as well. Despite what we might say in the podcast, no, they don't. Okay, last place, Concept times New Balance 992, low hanging fruit. Last year, absolutely the year of the 992. The number one sneaker last year was a Jound 992.
Yep.
Second to last place, the Lon Von Curb. I thought this would do better. You were like, don't even put this on the list.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeremy Strong for killing the sneaker 100%.
But don't even know. I didn't even know what this was. This is the fucking DC Osiris shoe.
Yes, that's exactly. Well, DC and Osiris are two separate brands, but
okay. DC whatever.
It's the Osiris D3, I believe. What say. All right, third to last place, Travis Scott Air Jordan 6 in the British khaki with the little stash pockets.
I fucking put this on here.
Well, our audience hates Travis Scott, which will make
2 years running.
Yeah. We see the Throw Gang hated Travis Scott before it was cool. Okay, next up, moving our way up from the bottom. Supreme Nike SB low stars. They took the star motif from the highs. They made them low. This felt like a big sneaker. Our audience also clearly hates Supreme.
Yeah. I guess it's a different feel, like what makes waves on the internet and like what people actually vote for as like
100%.
Their personal, whether they're voting as their personal favorite or what they thought like made the most noise.
The Throw Gang has its own kind of elements of hive-mindedness, and then it very much, at least how it played out, that's very much in opposition to what like the standard kind of, I guess, wider spread Instagram hive mind would vote for. So these were very low. Moving on up, Air Jordan 11 Cool Grays. These came in at the buzzer. We were like, we have to add these on. Our audience did not care.
Kids were fighting over these.
Yes, there was. Right. This was like a throwback to your sneakers or your life.
A lot of Jordans in the bottom half.
Speaking of which, this is not a Jordan. This is an Off-White Nike Air Force One in Lemonade. Obviously, big rip to Virgil Abloh. This was maybe, I would say, one of his top sneakers he put out this year, but our audience decided that they were not worthy of being out of the bottom 6.
We put this on because this was one of several sneakers that like every rapper at one point was wearing.
Yeah.
Right? Same number of votes as the Air Jordan 11.
Yeah. Moving on up, the Angelo Bache A6. I thought these were cool. You and I like A6. I think these might have been too niche. Even though Angelo is a big name, these weren't under the Awake brand. It was his own name, which is interesting. Moving on up from there, Air Jordan 4 in the UNC colorway. I guess no one gave a fuck about those. We're not even at 1%. None of these got 1% of the vote, by the way.
The last one under 1%.
Yo, this one was surprising me. The Pata New Balance 991. These are fire. Also not 1% of the vote.
You know why? Because these dropped in like January. Like early January,
you're right.
2020.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
2021.
Right. Pata's Air Max 1s, I believe,
which did a lot better.
Are higher on this list. We are not at 1% yet.
We are now at 1%.
Next, we have the Ama Monere. How do you pronounce this?
Ama Manier.
Ama Manier Air Jordan 1 Retro. What separated this from the next one is 6 votes, which is...
See, your vote matters.
Yeah, honestly, and when we get to fucking collaboration of the year, god damn, does every vote matter. Okay, moving on up. Off-White, Nike Dunk Low, the 50. I did not like... This, to me, was very stupid. Hey, this is Virgil Abloh and Nike dropping fucking 50 limited edition Pokemon cards of dunks. Who gives a shit? Okay, moving on up. Jimmy's sneaker of the year, or one of your sneakers of the year.
Contender, and this was another early entry because when in January 2021, I was like, I'm going to keep track of everything for the Fitties, and I have this and the Pata 992, and that's it.
Yeah, this is the Paperboy Paris New Balance 992, released earlier in the year, so there was no recency bias here, which hurt it. This got 1.3% of the vote, so again...
Not too shabby.
We are, well...
More than 1%.
We're not... Are we halfway through, though? I mean, really, this was a top-heavy category. All right, moving on up, we have the Off-White Air Jordan 2 Low. Now,
which again, this was a secret that like all the fucking sneakerheads and secret blogs are like going crazy over.
I thought this was,
but it's just a different audience.
And this was kind of a banger. And then this is, I believe, this is the last time that a Virgil sneaker is going to chart, which is a shame because in terms of his legacy in his last year creating, this still only got 1.4% of the vote.
Okay, you have to make such fun.
3 votes separated that from the next shoe, which is the Solomon ACS Pro Advanced, which came in also at the wire. And honestly, it's pretty fucking sick.
You like it. You're very.
You have a pair coming, and I'm very jealous.
And you're very jealous. Yeah. And then 3 votes separate this from the next one.
Yeah, which is the Mason Margiela times Reebok leather tabby. Reebok.
The Mason.
Maison Margiela. I can't pronounce anything. So then moving on up, we have
this was like a troll shoe. So it's not a troll shoe. Not a troll shoe, but it was debuted by Kim Kardashian on Twitter, and people were like, "What the fuck?" And like the fact that this got more votes than I don't know if
any of these Virgil shoes
or like the Paperboy Paris 992 is like. Yeah. You know, is that what it means?
Yeah.
Is that what you need to like make a shoe that actually makes a little bit of noise?
Maybe. And these are all very close again. So it's, again, every vote fucking matters, but we're still in the very tight portion of this category.
Less than 2%.
All right, moving on up. Todd Snyder, New Balance 992. I guess this is the last 992 on the list. I think this kind of proves last year, the year of the 992. This year, there's obviously a lot more New Balances to get to. That was the duck camo. You and I both have these. You and I both like these. And maybe arguably one of the better Todd Snyder New Balances to come out, and he's done quite a few. So shout out to fucking Todd Snyder, friend of the show. Moving on up, the Orally New Balance 550. This was a sleeper.
Yo, honestly, the only 550 I like.
Well, okay, all right. Yeah, in the year of the 550, this was probably the most slept on of all the 550s. That was not a GR 550. All right.
You think it was the colorway? You think it's because it was Orly and Orly's kind of a
I
very
don't think this
low-key
was
brand?
really Orly. What's Orly's presence in the United States? It's not huge, right?
It's like us, it's Jonah Weiner,
Right.
Blackbird Spy Plane, and like other fucking heads.
Yeah, if you are a new fan or someone that is kind of just dipping your toe into the John's pool, just check out Orly.
It's us, Jonah Weiner, and Jesse Hudnut. That's what it is.
Check out Orly. Orly is fucking dope, and these kind of New Balances are a perfect kind of billboard for that brand. What was it? It was like a gray, simple.
It was like a
white and gray,
it was like
cream.
a crew.
Yeah, it was very nice. Okay, moving on up. Another kind of very fucking simple.
We finally cracked 2%.
Zoot boarded shoe at 2%. It's the Air Jordan 1 Retro High 85 in neutral gray. This was for at least a month. It felt like the Zoot board sneaker du jour. This was Nike pretending like they were going to go back to like the 85 shape of the Jordan. I don't know how accurate that was. This was a clean shoe. I thought it would do better, only at 2%. 0.1% better than that, Eames Reebok Club C.
Which we were like,
damn. Reebok did not have the best year. Let's be real.
Yes.
They have two shoes on this list, and this one, the number one shoe for them, came in at 2.1% of the vote.
All I'm going to say is that I am excited for what Reebok is doing in 2022. That's it.
Last year, Reebok... Did they have...
with the Jown Clubs,
No, that was even... Honestly, bro, there was no Reebok on the list last year, so I guess shout out Reebok for at least charting in terms of the Fitties. Okay, back to the fucking votes. Above the Eames Reebok Club C, you have the Salehe Bembury, New Balance, 2002 R, Water Be the Guide. This is the blue version of the orange joint. This is a fire shoe. You got a pair of these, 2.5% of the vote. Above that, or do you have something to say?
We're now entering the top 10.
Okay, now we're in the top 10. Thank you so much. At 10, you have the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 4 at 3.1%.
Oh, shout out fucking pictures in the mail, Richard, by the way, for A, this shirt, and B,
the fucking
each flowing us a pair of these.
Yeah, so we each got a pair of these as well. Definitely, I feel like people, when it comes to the Union Jordans, the ones fucking, dominated for sure. The first pack of 4s that came out, people really fucked with. I think these is when people maybe got fatigued, but they were slept on, in my opinion. But that's your top 10. Now, at number 9, you have the New Balance 2002 R Protection Pack Rain Cloud. This is not a collab. This was like a GR, but a special release. We love these. These are fantastic.
The, one of 2 non-collaborative sneakers in the top 10, and honestly, like one of the very few like non-collaborative sneakers on this list.
For people wondering,
these are fucking gas.
For people wondering what these are like the cutout New Balances where it looks like it's kind of like a collage felt.
This is what Stone Island tried to do with their shit and fucking failed. Bitterly or utterly. So
moving on up,
gas.
Yes.
Our fucking guy at Italy had these.
Yes. Moving on up, here is Pata again with the banger Pata Nike Air Max 1 with 4% of the vote. This is a great shoe.
Yeah,
we talked about this
with the wavy.
Yes,
yeah.
We talked about this on the Critics' Choice Awards. This was a shoe that, despite you and I not being sneakerheads, we definitely agree with Chuck that these were bangers. I believe he said these were one of his 2 sneakers of the year. Moving on up, your boy representation, the Wales Bonner Adidas Samba, 5.5% of the vote. Are you surprised that it's so high?
I was. I don't know why, but I just am.
Okay.
Is this the only Adidas on here?
Yeah, I think it's the only Adidas because we didn't put any Yeezys on. That I think is honestly Adidas not bad, 1 for 1. This was what are we at? Is this the 7 or 8? I don't know. We should have probably numbered these, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now
7.
Another fucking entry from Ama Manier. Is that did I get it that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Ame Leondel.
This is their Air Jordan Retro 3, which I believe, if you look at any sneakerhead ass list, is going to be the number 1 sneaker of the year.
Yeah, this is like the off-white, or not like off-white.
A crew
off-white,
gray. That was like,
gray.
this was the year of the fucking simple, humble, zooted sneaker.
Exactly.
All right.
Which is why the Orly 550 should have been higher.
Okay, here we go. Top 5. Here we go. First up, Amon Leon Dor.
What?
Ame Leon Dor. I can't read, dude.
You can't even pronounce your own brand.
Well, it's not my brand. Shout out the homies at ALD. Excuse me. Let me just say that. This is the New Balance 993. This was the beef and
broccolis.
This was the, it was like blue and off-white as well. This got 7.6% of the vote.
A late entry.
Yes. Well, not as late as some other ones, but yeah.
Not the latest of the top 5.
Oh, for sure. Okay, touche.
Which honestly, I would have put this higher.
Okay.
This isn't my show. This is the Fitties. This
Yeah.
is the people's.
Yeah.
This is the people's choice.
We are but
the people's
we are but
champions.
humble servants and vessels for you, the throw gang. Okay, moving on up. 8% of the vote. CDG Nike Air Foamposite. The Composites. This was a shoe I think we all liked, or a shoe I think a sneaker that everyone liked, but people didn't like.
Everyone liked the idea of. I don't think would you ever wear these?
I mean, so someone sent me a link. I guess if you are some type of Essence preferred customer, you can get them on sale from like
it's like Essence private sale.
Yeah, from $550, you can get them down to like $325. For whatever reason, my Essence account, because I guess I don't buy anything, I don't qualify for that. But I was gonna buy them for $325 or $375, so I tried. I like the white ones specifically. All right. Moving on up. That was number 4. Now we're in the top 3. In the number 3 slot, sneaker of the year, 9.8% of the vote. It is the Jound New Balance 990 V4.
The all navies.
Shout out Jound. Shout out Justin.
You didn't like these.
The man who invented Tumblr. These suck, in my opinion.
Why?
I think that and this is kind of fucked up because this is just what I perceive what I want from Jound to be is not this, right? This to me was it felt basic, and I understand that Jound's whole thing is like clean and minimalistic, and this navy and black shoe with like the bungee lacing doesn't necessarily like not check those boxes, but it's not necessarily what I want from
also,
him.
Enter Your Garments did a 990 V5 that was
Yes,
like
they did.
It was all navy with the mixed match materials, which is like similar. Obviously missing. It's not a V. It was a V5, not a V4, and didn't have the bungee lacing and everything. But
I do know
place.
that there's a new Jound, a New Balance coming out, right? That is a 990 V3.
That one is.
That's gonna be. That's in olive and tan, I believe, and that's gonna go fucking gangbusters. And I'm sure we'll be talking about that in the top 3 next year. And shout out Jound. That's in 2 years now he's been in the top 3, or they have been in the top 3 because I guess it's a collective. In second place,
what's his preferred pronoun?
They, because it's a group, I believe, or it's a collective. All right. In second place, with 10.8% of the vote, it is the Solomon XT6, which is a very general, because there's so many colorways, and we just kind of lumped them all together.
And that's what we said about the top 2 is that like it's not a specific colorway, and the collaboration or all these other collaborations are a specific. Well, except for Wales Bonner. Wales Bonner had a few, right?
And Pata Air Max 1, there was like 3 of those. So it's not.
The Composites was black and white.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. The Solomon XT6 has like 10 colorways, and all of them are weird, and all of them are good.
And this is another one where it's like along with Gorp, where it's like it broke through last year, and then you just fucking see it everywhere this year, and so maybe that's just like a different type of vote.
I do believe that we probably fucked up by not putting them on the sneaker of the year category last year, because they probably would have, like you said, charted high as well. But here they are getting their due. And now let's not fucking belabor the point. Number 1 sneaker of the year, as voted by you guys, with 18.9% of the vote.
That's a lot.
It is the Ame Leon Dor New Balance 550 is the number 1 sneaker of the year. This is a runaway winner in my opinion.
A full 1/5 of the vote. Again, we didn't specify colorway. How many colorways have they dropped now? Like 9, 6?
No, there's the green, the blue, the gray, and the red. So it's 4.
Only 4.
Yeah, there's 4. So
not only the ALD 550, but the 550 in general is kind of the sneaker that you just saw fucking everywhere.
It was everywhere. It was, I think, regardless of where you live, whether like you're some fucking New York cool guys like us, you're a flyover state poor bastard, I think that 550s, whether they were the ALD exclusive fucking joints or the GRs, that followed after that, 550s were everywhere.
So I wonder if you're non-sneakerhead, if this is what you kind of like instantly recognize the most, because
probably
ALD in their marketing and influence and image, whatever, just like absolutely everywhere to a certain segment of the population, aka those that vote in the Fitties.
I mean, it almost did a full, it almost doubled second place here. Right. Obviously we're not trying to split hairs or whatever, but yeah, this was a no contest. Yeah. So I will say that the big takeaway here is that New Balance now for 2 years in a row has 3 entries in the top 5, and I think without a doubt, at least for a tasteful Johns enthusiast, you are looking at the winners of the sneaker wars.
I would love to. Okay, next year we got to do just sneaker brands.
Yeah, we should.
Because like people are like, oh, New Balance is a brand, New Balance is a brand, but it's a sneaker brand. No one's fucking out here wearing like New Balance like attire or apparel.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
There are some accolades that were hankering for New Balance to be on the Brand of the Year list, and I think that we can.
So it would be curious.
Let's break it out.
Also,
next
this
year.
way we bring in Asics, and we get Asics
Yes.
more representation than just like the one Angelo Baque collaboration.
Yeah, and we didn't. And honestly, I thought like the Kiko stuff that he's doing, not even under his name anymore, was like pretty good. But yeah,
I just bought a fucking pair of sneakers for the first time since I can't remember when.
Yeah.
Designed by Kiko.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out Asics because we do love Asics, even though we're not like sneaker guys by the definition. But yeah, maybe we'll add that category next year as we thin out some of these categories. We can make some new
Jesus
ones.
Christ, we definitely need to. All right, let's get into a more pop culture leaning topic.
Yes.
As voted on by you, the Fitties voters, our best friends, currently behind the paywall. And if you're listening to this on YouTube 3 weeks later, still our friends, but not our best friends. Best TV show of the year got about not as many votes as like the fashion or like style specific ones,
right?
But definitely very well represented. Let's start at the bottom here with a show that I've heard rumblings of, and I think just speaks to us as fucking tastemakers and fucking visionaries. Because the rumblings have occurred in the last like week or so after the Fitties, Yellow Jackets with 0.2% of the vote.
Yeah, this is Frasier loves this show.
Frasier loves the show. I think it's on Showtime.
This is this is the cannibals, the plane crashes.
It's like a sexy high school girls like soccer team,
and they have to eat each other, or that's what we're trying to figure out. That's what the show is.
And it takes place across like 3 timelines. Yeah. It's supposedly very fucking good. I think this is one of those shows where it's like people are going to catch on and have to rewatch season 1.
Yeah.
Kind of what happened with Succession almost in a little
bit. Or
Succession was not an immediate hit.
Or honestly, what's about to happen with fucking industry.
Exactly.
Woo!
In second to last place with a difference of 1 vote.
Damn.
Don't ever say your vote didn't matter. Is a show that
a lot of people are saying that.
A show that you and I really like. The Other Two, which is on HBO Max.
Sleeper.
You have no fucking excuse to not watch this.
Honestly, just fucking binge this. It is fucking hilarious. One of the funniest shows of the year. And whether or not you thought it was like best.
And it gets better.
Yes.
It gets better.
Okay.
Third to last place, Hellbound. I don't know what this is.
Oh, that was not the follow up, but Squid Game popped, and then it was the next Korean kind of moment show.
In fourth to last place, a show that is near and dear to our hearts, and one of the only reality representatives on this list, I believe,
Cold World,
is Winter House.
Damn.
Which kind of, if you listen, like
that was such a self-serving fuck, like putting that on there. Like, come on, bro.
It distilled reality TV back to its essence.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Right, so we got back to the roots.
One of Chef's favorites, I believe, as well.
Yeah. Next up, we have one of my favorite shows of 2021, also on HBO, Hacks.
Yes.
Which, sorry to like a show that is about women, but Hacks is fucking hilarious.
It is really good.
Coming back for season 2. Next up, a show that you have no idea what this is because you don't care about POCs, Reservation Dogs.
No, I know what it is. It's an FX original comedy about Native Americans.
Oh, you think the Native American play is funny?
I think that's the
Fucking
genre.
dick.
That's the genre of the show, you asshole.
Cracking finally 1%. Only murders in the building. This show,
Bro, I hated this.
you got a podcast? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I watched. Jenna and I watched like 2 episodes maybe, and I was like, not for me.
No.
Great cast though, big time cast.
Next up, a show that I fucking love. I'm not sure about its last season, which just came out on Hulu. It's Pen 15.
Ooh, I will say
early Pen 15 fucking gas.
I will say that last year it was in 4th to last place with 1.2% of the vote. I think we put 25 shows on the list last year. I don't know how much deeper that category is now. Probably similar. So a little bump. And yes, you're right. The show is ending, and it is another bingeable, just awesome show that I think whether or not like you were a teenage girl in the 90s, like that's why my wife likes it because it's like it's like her, like she's watching her life. I find it to be the show that I might have the most kind of visceral, emotional response to. The stuff with the mom to me is like very fucking beautifully done.
The Japanese mother.
Yeah.
You now understand my plight.
Well, did you see the whole episode that is basically about her?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you know her name?
The mom's name?
Yeah.
No. What is the mom's name? What is the mom's name?
Yumiko.
Oh, damn. Okay, touche.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. Next up, with only 4 votes more than Pen 15, another Hulu banger, The Curse of Von Dutch. This is a 3-part docuseries. Fucking watch the shit. You have to.
Yeah. We talked about this ad nauseum when it was out.
1 vote higher, Snowfall. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. You said to add it on.
Okay.
You said it was like an if you know you know show.
This is
I believe you said it's an if you know show for black people.
I did not say that.
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
that someone's like, the fact that this isn't more on top 10 lists
is
means that all
racist.
y'all are racist.
Got it.
This shit, it's by John. It's selling crack in the 80s in L.A.
Oh, sick.
It's John Hughes.
John Singleton.
John Singleton.
Oh, my God. John nice, dude. All right.
Damn. Maybe I'm racist. All right, after
absolutely
that,
are.
WandaVision.
Yeah,
Ooh,
don't care.
Tomato.
I watched it. Don't care.
This next show,
But what was the percentage of WandaVision? Where
1.6.
Oh, okay.
Finally cracking 2% at 2.1% is honestly the most recent season, kind of whatever, but it might be the funny show on TV, in my opinion, What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yeah. You love this show.
Fucking love it.
Is this... It's not done, right? It's still... This is just the newest season, or is it like...
It's not done, but I think
Okay.
this is very much like a COVID season where it's kind of like everything had to like happen like...
Yeah. I love the movie. I have
seen the movie.
I have watched... Oh, you should absolutely watch the Zuvi. And I have seen some episodes of the show. Objectively hilarious. I just think it's underrated.
Yeah. 2.3%. Rick and Morty. Was this the final season of Rick and Morty?
I don't know, dude. It's...
This season kind of...
Oh, this was like the second half of another... I think this was like a second half of a season that happened during before COVID or something like that. One of those.
I feel like 2 seasons ago, not to be a fucking Rick and Morty guy, but like 2 seasons ago is when it was like hit its fucking stride.
It's still
And then
good, though.
It's still good, but it's like there's no larger narrative arc. It's kind of like more episodic now.
Yeah, it's very much up its own ass. And obviously, Rick and Morty fans are some of the worst fans in the world, which doesn't fucking help. But definitely diminishing returns, in my opinion, as a fan.
Then we got You with 2.4%. Season 3 dropped. I didn't watch it.
This is a fun couple show. I mean, I watch it with my wife. It's one of those.
Over the whole premise. Next up, Dave, 2.6%.
All right,
the season was very introspective. And
it was good. We
and
love this show.
Serious. It was a lot more serious than like its earlier seasons.
Last year, Dave came in at 12 with 3% of the vote. So it's kind of the same people that like Dave clearly are still liking Dave.
Shout out Gillian Jacobs.
Ooh.
The the most listened to episode in Throwing Fits history.
Should we give a little backstory and how somewhere on the internet, our episode with Gillian is linked up, and we cannot find it, and it is doing stupid numbers.
It is more than doubled its next.
It's whatever you thought was like the most popular episode of Throwing Fits, and we're not going to go through all this because we got enough fucking numbers to crunch here. It is the number one episode. There's not even a fucking competition.
Yep. All right. Above Invincible, Mayor of Easttown. Is that how you say it? Easton?
Mayor of Easttown.
That is number 9 in 8th place with 3.1% of the vote. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the longest running
sitcom,
live action sitcom in television history.
Because The Simpsons is the longest running.
Right. Then we got The White Lotus, which honestly I thought would pull higher.
Same.
Just because of Sydney Sweeney's.
Dude, she's a looker. We'll say that.
Flip that out, Rob.
Don't, please.
Then season 2 of How To with John Wilson came out, and that is that resulted in 4.1% of the vote, only 6 votes higher than The White Lotus.
Last year, How To with John Wilson season 1 came in at 7th place at 5.6% of the vote.
And honestly, I'm not fully caught up on season 2, but I thought that season 1 was, what it was? It was such a fucking breakthrough in like just weird, like new TV that I couldn't look away.
Yeah,
and also it was such a love story to New York at a time when we were like locked indoors.
Yes, sir.
Now it's kind of like we're all fucking out here, looking subway poles, getting Omicron. So
they are still doing shit with that show though that no other, like it can't even be attempted by any other program. So you got to give them that.
I do think we should ban all cars. Above How To with John Wilson, you'll love this. The Beatles, Get Back.
Woo! What's the percentage?
4.3%.
Okay, that's a respectable showing. That is obviously what I voted for.
Above The Beatles, Get Back, I think you should leave season 2 with Tim Robinson, 6.5%.
You don't
6.5%.
You didn't like that, right?
I need to watch it. Like I want to watch it. Every time I put it on, it kind of gives me a headache.
It is intense.
Yeah,
I love it, dude.
Speaking of headaches, Curb Your Enthusiasm was 6.5%.
Bro, Curb. I know you hate Curb. What you want to say? Your one Curb joke?
Yeah, if I want to watch a old white guy yell at a waiter, I'll go to dinner with my dad.
But nice, dude. And I love how your dad just gets thrown to the bus there so that you can be a hater. I will say that anyone...
he's a ploppa. You a ploppa? You plopped on the couch. He's a ploppa. I can do the Jewish accent. I have a cut dick.
No, is that how it works? I will say that Curb, this is a return to form.
This season?
This season is a fucking banger.
Oh, I walked through the glass door. Oh, my sex drive is gone.
Okay, so you literally watched the one episode with the plopping in the glass door.
Next up, oh my God, talk about fucking Sacker and Hallmark TV for jocks ass television. Ted Lasso, 7.1% of the vote. You love this shit.
No, I do not love this shit. I watch it and understand that it is cringe, and I appreciate it as cringe.
Okay.
Can I just say, last year Ted Lasso was in 13th place.
Wow.
And I will say that I feel like last year was a much bigger show than what it is now, which is weird that it's apparently getting more popular.
What's the name of the actress that plays his boss, the owner?
The British actress?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Why? You're about to say that you like her Sweeneys as well?
I want her Gina to be on my bust, man, or whatever.
Oh, nice.
In second place.
That was third place? Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I
really?
know.
That's crazy, bro. All right.
I know. I don't trust these voters. Yo, Ted Lasso. Yo, could you only vote once?
No, I think you could. Well,
You could stuff the ballot?
I hope fucking Sudeikis didn't stuff the ballot for himself.
Stuff the ballot till she gave me box. All right. In second place, the show that fucking took over the world, even though slightly overrated in my opinion, Squid Game.
Yeah.
12.6% of the vote.
It was a moment, bro. It was a moment. And a lot of these shows, not Ted Lasso, but a bunch of these that we're talking about are like The White Lotus and what is about to win this category. But yeah, Squid Game was a participation timeline. You know, everyone's getting involved. Like, for example, last year, Tiger King was number 5 with 6.1% of the vote. It's the same kind of thing, even though that was a bit different.
Last year's winner was
The Last Dance,
which was perfect time of pandemic and also resulted in so many fucking memes.
Yeah.
Which I think that is, if you look at like success. Okay, first place Succession, 26.3% of the vote.
Not even a competition.
Succession, Squid Game, even like White Lotus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, those are moment shows.
These are moment shows where they extend out, they bleed onto the timeline where you are like, you know, you have to like watch the show to like.
There's memes. There's fucking takes abound. I will say that my favorite take about Get Back, and the reason I bring this up is because it relates to the number one show of last year, is this is an Alex Delaney take, which I love. He was saying that Get Back very much felt like the musical version of The Last Dance, which I think was I love that take. And yes, last year's winner was last year's top 3 real quick: Last Dance, Mandalorian, Queen's Gambit.
Wow.
And then the industry was in the top 4, which you love to see. Then Tiger King top 5. All right.
Succession, over a quarter of the vote.
Crazy.
Which season 3 fucking sucked, except for the last 2 episodes, but it was definitely a show that absolutely everybody was honed in on. It was a weekly show, unlike Squid Game. I assume Ted Lasso or Curbs Weekly.
Yeah.
But Succession obviously dominated the conversation when it comes to TV in 2021.
Okay. That was TV show of the year. Moving on to collaboration of the year. In last place.
And wait, let's talk about how we kind of like came up with like the entries to this. There's a lot of fucking collaborations.
How did we?
Bro.
And they all are trash.
Yeah.
How did we come up with this? We just fucking scoured the fucking dark web.
I think this
went into the fucking archives. Like,
this was a category where we're like, yo, like so much fucking happened this year. Because everything was put on hold in 2020. So much fucking got unveiled in 2021. We have to keep this kind of tight.
Last year's collaboration of the year Fitties category, I believe, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 entries. This year, there was a little bit more to choose from. And starting in dead fucking last, this is now 2 years in a row that this guy has finished dead last with the collaboration. It's our fucking boy, Champagne Poppy, Drake's Time Chrome Hearts, fucking pulling up the motherfucking rear with 1.2% of the vote.
And this was, his collaboration with Chrome Hearts was what, like a merch play? Like
it was because
he did the fucking
he did the rolls, which is cool, and it was the sweatsuits. And this was because of the Kanye back and forth and whether or not like you want to believe into this conspiracy. To me, it seemed very clear that yes, Drake kept pushing back the release date of CLB, and that rollout kept getting delayed because of all the fucking hubbub and everything that was happening around. I believe that this was supposed to be like a fucking part of the rollout. It kind of dropped months before when the record actually came out. So it kind of was like a bang, or excuse me, it was a whimper, not a bang. So that's in last place. In second to last place, I thought this was criminally underrated and not bad, but this was Supreme X Missoni.
My new favorite home brand.
Yes. We didn't include another big Supreme collab, which I think we missed, which was Supreme. Fuck. They had another fashion collab, and we fucking left it off this list. But this is the one that we went with over that.
What was it?
Well, it wasn't Supreme South 2 West 8 because they're on here. Was it? Oh, it was Supreme fucking Junior Watanabe.
Watanabe on my wrist.
Which I thought was a kind of fucking brick versus the Supreme Missoni collab, which made our list, which I thought was underrated, but I guess you guys did not agree. In third to last place, you have the now canceled Cactus Jack Dior collaboration at 1.8%.
Wow.
Ironically enough, last year,
the only time Travis kind of charted last year
was his McDonald's collab, which in some type of trolling vote, you guys voted in third place, which had 13.8% of the vote. This year, the Travis Scott backlash extends to the Fitties. This was garbage. And I'm not surprised that it got canceled, and I'm not surprised that you guys voted it into the bottom three.
Postponed indefinitely. Also, the one thing I'll say is that this is the first time that Dior has ever allowed its logo to be altered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it doesn't fucking matter,
sucks.
Kim Jones. You're bad at your job. Okay, fourth to last with 2.4% of the vote, Ugg Telfar. I'm surprised.
I put this on here because I was like, yo, this is Telfar, a fucking queer downtown New York City guy who's gotten some love and appreciation recently, but a brand like Ugg fucking with him and co-signing it. And also, it's not fucking bad. Like, I would ironically wear some Telfar Uggs.
Yeah, I
It's
saw.
not fucking bad. It's very much like a post-ironic fucking downtown queer fashion art type shit, which, is not in last place on the Fitties. Kudos to you guys.
Yeah, and I will say that I watched my wife vote in the Fitties, and this was her pick for collaboration of the year.
Really?
Okay. Yes.
Wait, what was her show of the year?
What was her show of the year? I
Ted
think she
Lasso?
voted for Ted Lasso.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, bro.
Yikes. No.
What was her sneaker of the year?
ALD 550s
Oh
because she finally got her pair on flow. So
What was trend of the year? School shooter?
I don't know what she voted on trend.
What
of
the
the
fuck
year. I
you
think
are?
she said 70 sexy sleeves. She's like, I like when you do that. But I don't know. We'll have to ask her when she comes in the pod this month. Okay, moving on up. 10th place, the big fucking Voltron moment that to me sucked fucking huge dick. Gucci Balenciaga, 2.6% of the vote.
It's like, oh, Gucci hacked the Balenciaga, or Balenciaga hacked
Oh, right.
the
This was
Gucci
that. This was the
mainframe
hack.
and-
Yeah. I hate this. This to me
Next.
is proof positive that collaborations are worth absolutely fucking nothing anymore. In ninth place with 3.2% of the vote. South 2 West 8 times Supreme. We like this. This was good.
Yeah.
You begrudgingly accepted this.
It was fine.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
In eighth place, my vote, because it resulted in one of my favorite Johns of the year, as we discussed, and I know you agree.
Oh, this is my vote,
This is CP Company times Barber. This got 4% of the vote.
Shout out Enrico and Giovanni. Again, super slept on.
So slept on.
But this really was,
Banger.
I think, we talked about this in the fucking Critics' Choice, but I'll just, paraphrase it quickly.
Please.
It's Italian sportswear, British fucking heritage, combining and making something that that has elements of both, but is very clearly a product baby, not a marketing baby.
Yes. If you can get your hands, because I don't even know if they're still available, because I think they're sold out. But if you can get your hands on a CP Company Barber, you will join a very exclusive club that includes only fucking tasteful motherfuckers. In seventh place, coming in at 4.8% of the vote, you have Denim Tears times Levi's.
Which you didn't want to put this on.
No, it
You
wasn't.
wanted to erase
No.
African American history.
No. Jesus Christ. No. So you saw these jeans, right? Well, I believe it's a bunch of different styles of jeans. There was even like an
There's a jacket.
off-white
There's a
variation.
jacket.
There's a jacket as well. The only joke I have here, and I'm not sure if you should joke about this, but we are, is that as a white person, you cannot wear these in good conscience.
No,
you really can't.
No, but there are obviously 4.8% of the Fitties voters are not white.
Yeah. Okay.
At least.
In sixth place, and this is a repeat because this is an ongoing collaboration. You have LV squared, which is Louis Vuitton, which was Virgil's Louis Vuitton times Nigo. That got 5% of the vote, and last year it came in
Sixth place with 5% of the vote.
Third to last place last year with 4.5%. So this was.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So I guess people were more into it this year. This might have been the Virgil bump because of his passing and the added context. But you saw a nice little tick in interest in terms of LV squared.
I mean, same percentage of the vote, but with the expanded category.
Right, I guess you're right. Sure. Okay. In fifth place, a banger with now we're going from 5% with LV squared to 9.8%. You have Birkenstock Jill Sander.
Yeah.
Smacking.
This was gas. I'm really fucking
surprised
want
it
a pair.
didn't chart higher with our guys who fucking jerk off on Birks.
Yeah.
They
really
jerk their Birks, dude. Shout out Jill Sander. Their first of two entries on this list.
I call her Burke till she in my stock. Yeah. I think that this was very expensive. Not that like.
Well, it was Rick. As we said, it's Rick price, like the Rick Burke prices.
I mean, how much were the fucking the?
I think these
Milanos? Like a G. No.
I think these were no. It's like $500, and you can look it up. But it was not for the faint of heart, and it is much more expensive than what people would normally.
$500. The Berlin suede clog, which is like obviously the clear fucking winner.
Right, that's the one. Okay, moving on up in fourth place. ALD times Drake's at 14.4%. So now we're really starting to fucking ratchet up and get to the fucking big ticket collabs of 2021.
So this, whatever. I know this isn't about our opinions, but to me, this was what, sweatsuits?
Well, there was a tuxedo this year.
Okay.
There's a bunch.
Which was style with the fucking Jordans.
Yeah, the Cool Grays, I think, right? Or no, the Space Jams. No, wait. What is white?
I think it was the Concords.
The Concords, excuse me. We know our sneakers. No, there was accessories. There was a fleece. There was tailoring. This, to me, I think the reason that this charted fairly highly, and I believe charted kind of high last year too, is this is a collab that could give you a wardrobe if you could afford it. Or at least give you inspiration.
I'm just curious. I've never necessarily seen someone wearing this. Love Drake's. Love ALD. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This
Friends of the pod, both.
Is almost like, yeah, you don't really. I've never really seen it,
no,
except for like in the fucking, Fish Money, fucking wide eye motherfucking wearing.
Shout out Fish Money. I will say that this was your guys' vote for second place last year with 17.3% of the vote. So two strong back-to-back showings for ALD Drakes. Yeah. So whether or not
ALD showing out very well in the Fitties.
Abso-fucking-lutely zero.
Teddy, come on the pod.
Surprises there. Okay, moving on up to the top three. In third,
the tightest category of the Fitties.
Okay, this is 16.2%, and only 0.2% separated from 1 and 2, who themselves are separated by three
votes.
Fucking votes. Third place, Our Legacy Workshop X Stussy.
This won last year. This was a runaway winner last year.
Not even fucking close. Let me look. Last year, it got 37.6% of the vote. Won over a third.
Yeah. So this, I think, last year was the clear winner because it truly was. And there's some great fucking collaborations on the 2021 Fitties. I think collaboration had become a marketing crutch, where it was like big brand pay little brand money for little brand's clout, or
exposure for clout is the trade-off.
Yeah, or like exactly. Whereas this was like, yo, what Workshop does and what Stussy does, we're gonna like figure out a brand new thing that comes from what these guys do. And it's continuing on into 2021, and I think did inform or must have informed a bunch of other collaborations on these lists because they also kind of took cues from what like Workshop and Stussy did.
For sure.
It's something only Workshop could do, which is like upcycling old fucking Johns and tapping into the Stussy archive,
which is insane.
40-year history.
Yeah.
Right?
No. 35. No. I guess 40. Yeah.
40.
Yeah. Something like that.
Depends how you measure it. Depends. Sean Stussy has his metric.
Yeah, right.
Stussy has their metric. And they were winning. They were leading on day one of the Fitties.
Yes.
And then fell down to third place.
I will say that ALD Drakes and Our Legacy Stussy are fantastic collabs that connect with our guy because all of the brands we've just mentioned are like probably in the top 5 of the brands that the fans of this show love, that you and I love. Though when you do a collab multiple years running, you don't have that surprise factor anymore. And obviously, just like fucking what Gucci and Balenciaga are trying to do, the shock factor for collabs is nearly everything in terms of the hype.
We had Yoakum on the pod last year from Our Legacy solely to talk about this one collaboration.
And then we talked about it also with Chris Green as well. So yeah. All right, second place with 16.4% of the vote. 3 votes separated this from the number 1 collab of the year, but in the number 2 spot, you had Uniqlo times White Mountaineering. Uniqlo, you are fucking welcome.
Yeah.
This is,
I mean,
come on. Like,
yeah, there's a reason why.
This is the throwing
and you're
fist
looking
bump.
at it.
Yeah. And what I love about this collaboration, besides the fact that you and I got a fucking bag to eat mozzarella sticks, Lady and the Tramp style, is that the barrier of entry when it comes to the price point on any Uniqlo collab is so fucking low, and you get so much value. I'm not even getting paid to say this, that it is no surprise to me that this fucking resonates just like how last year. Nope, never mind. Uniqlo. I thought the Engineer Garments collab was last year, but that was in 2019.
Yeah,
So
I think we were still filling up as we did that.
Plus J, we were. Plus J was in 4th place last year with 11% of the vote. But yeah, Uniqlo fucking kills their collabs because they're fucking accessible and they look good.
Well, also, like, people are going to vote for what they're familiar with, i.e. what they've gotten their fucking hands on and tested.
Confirmation
and, like,
bias.
A lot of this shit, especially number 1, is priced at a certain point where, like, you really need to fucking want it in order to buy it. Whereas Uniqlo, White Mountaineering, Uniqlo plus J, whatever, is going to be, like, I'm sure that the majority of the people that voted for it have a piece of that shit in their fucking closet.
And I think that when they cast their vote in the Fitties, that's validating their hard-earned money, even if that money went a long way, without a fucking doubt.
Speaking of shit that you and I should have in our closet.
Ooh, I don't want to talk about it because I'm still fucking butthurt. Number 1 of the collaboration of the year, according to you, the Throw Gang, is Arc'teryx x Jill Sander.
This was...
And this won by 3 votes.
And this was a fucking well-deserved winner.
Yeah, this is great.
Dropped on the same day as Uniqlo plus J. What's the last iteration of it?
What's very interesting about this is it was a very small collab. I think we're talking about, 3 pieces? 2 pieces? It was not a lot.
There was a jacket. There was like 2 jackets. There was the waiters.
So maybe it was only 3 pieces.
It was only 3 pieces? Hold on. I'll do the fucking...
I will say that you and I, many times, had been assured that we were going to get a fucking piece from this collaboration, and we did not.
It's totally okay that we didn't.
And despite that, we still allow it to be the number 1 collaboration of the year, Arc'teryx times Jill Sander. Congratulations to our good friends at Arc'teryx, and congratulations to Luke and Lucy Meyer.
Yeah,
the Myers.
I think it's So I think it was a jacket and waiters, each in 2 colorways.
So 4 pieces. Damn.
Yeah, the Myers.
The Myers. Shout out the fucking Myers, dude.
Damn,
all right.
Blue jacket is so
What's
fire.
the next category here?
It was Jill Sander Plus or something. Anyway, just a little fucking detail. Next category.
What is Jill Sander Plus?
Like, that's their like collaborative arm that.
It's technically Arc'teryx times Jill Sander Plus.
Something like that.
Plus.
It's also the same arm of the company that collaborated with Birkenstock. Okay, next category. Best Zoovie of the year, a.k.a. Best Movie of the year. We got close to 30 fucking
Holy fucking shit, dude.
I'm going to run through this quick. Last place, The Rescue. Criminally fucking, I think it just got like single-digit votes.
Can I make one point about this? When we do the Critics' Choice Awards and we're talking about our favorites and some fucking deep-cut, esoteric documentary like really resonates with you, I'm not sure it necessarily needs to then go on this list.
False, because this was arguably one of the best documentaries of the year.
Okay, I still need to see
Rescue.
Wait, you're telling me it's got 0% of the vote, so it got no votes?
No, it got single-digit votes. I had to zoom in hard on the fucking Fitties forum to find the sliver.
Did you vote for
pie.
this?
No.
Don't say no. It's only on the list because of you.
Bro, watch this fucking movie.
No.
Just watch this documentary.
Not.
Okay. In 30th place, with a whopping 0.1% of the vote, Benedetta. Lesbians in the Catholic Church, fucking, what's the shit where you get like...
She fucks herself with a crucifix, right? That's the whole thing.
Spoiler alert. The Card Counter in 29th place.
I finally just saw the Card Counter. It would be in my top 5, but mainly because like this year for me as a fucking cinephile was maybe not the strongest. But with that said, I'm not mad at it being in 29th place.
With 0.5% of the vote.
Shout out Paul
Snooze
Schrader.
Fest, no stud and move. I think they scored a 10 on the Jimmy Snoozometer.
Bro.
Next up, Spencer, 1 vote ahead of no stud and move. I haven't seen this. I think our guys just don't like Princess Diana.
The Diana biopic. No, I have not seen it yet. With what's her face? K-Stu.
Yeah. West Side Story,
This was late. I feel like when people were voting, it wasn't even in theaters yet.
Yeah, but I've heard that this is fucking trash. Next up, Tick Tick Boom.
Another musical.
Andrew Garfield's fucking tour de force, apparently.
I want to watch. So I hate musicals, and I will probably still watch both of these. With that said, right, everyone is saying that Garfield is going to be. This will be the nomination, right?
This is, he was very good. Speaking of great leading males, Simon Rex. Is that his name?
Simon Rex.
Red Rocket.
Dirt Nasty.
Dirt Nasty. Then we got Drive My Car.
We're not even at 1% yet, right?
We're at 0.8% with Drive My Car. Then we got Belfast. Then we got, this
Summer of Soul, bro. This
Summer
is
of
good.
Soul.
This is good.
During like the height of COVID, I was like, I'm going to the theater to watch this.
You went to the theaters to see this?
Yeah.
Damn, respect, bro.
Yeah.
During the height of COVID?
Yeah, I died.
Sheesh.
Next up, we got another high-ranking number on the Jimmy Snoozometer charts, The Power of the Dog.
My second favorite movie of the
Absolute
year.
shit.
No,
And
it's a banger.
The Many Saints of Newark.
Fuck, this movie sucked.
Only on here because of it was a conversation piece, right?
Sucked.
Then right above that at 1.7%, Titan, where
I
they
think.
fuck the car.
She fucks. Well, one woman fucks a car.
All right. Then 3 votes above that, we got King Richard, which I really liked.
This was good.
This was good.
Yeah.
Will Smith, not good. The 2 girls,
What did Zach
great.
Fox say? Oh, he said Will Smith using his slave voice.
Then we got the Velvet Underground documentary.
Fantastic. Have you seen it yet?
Not yet. Then we got Shiva Baby.
Uncut Gems for girls or The Graduate for girls.
Yes.
This was.
Although she is Jew fishing.
Right. No, she's doing Jew face.
Jew face.
Jew fishing.
I've seen Jew fishing on
Oh,
TikTok.
really? Yeah. Shout out fucking Rachel Seno. Trying to book her on the pod.
Then A24's fucking Black and White, whatever. Come on, come on.
Joaquin.
Finally breaking 2% at 2.4%. In 13th place, we got Pig.
Loved
which
it. Great.
Loved it.
Yeah, probably also top 5 of the year for me, for sure.
Then I miswrote it here, but it's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
So I finally saw this mids, but
Really?
not bad.
Yeah, because you're not Asian.
No, but I will say for Marvel movies, it was cool how it's kind of like it's a Marvel movie, but then it's also like a kung fu movie.
Well, it's totally separate from the MCU, which I really appreciate.
Wait, really?
I mean, he's part of the MCU, but like, it's not like, and then like,
right,
fucking
right.
Iron Man, and remember that reference in Thor, and then like Hulk or whatever.
Touche.
In 11th place, documentary. I think this is the last documentary, depending on how you kind of define documentary.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Roadrunner, a film about Anthony Bourdain.
I like this.
Watched on a plane. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, top 10. We got The Green Knight at 3%. Have you seen it?
No, I have not. I
seen
want to see this.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay.
Then we got House of Gucci, 9th place.
See, this is what's interesting to me. This is a bad movie, but like because it's the Fitties and because it's about Gucci and Tom Ford is in it. Like I guess that's got to
Tom Ford's in it?
No, well, a guy playing Tom Ford,
Right. Okay.
Because it's about that transition of
Jared Leto?
between the no, Jared Leto plays some like fat Italian, clown prince of the Gucci family.
Jared Leto, uncut penis.
How do you know?
I will tell you off camera.
Okay, cool. Anyway, this movie's bad, and I'm surprised in the top 9, but whatever. It's your fucking live, guys.
This flick that came out in, I believe, February, if not late January of 2021, and so I kind of forgot about it. It was Judas and the Black Messiah.
This is a banger. This was good.
Really?
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
Wait, you haven't seen it?
I fell asleep a lot.
Yeah.
This
Very
movie
good.
fucking sucked. 7th place, No Time to Die. Daniel Craig's final installment of the Bond
Get him out of
franchise.
here, bro. This shit is fucking cooked. This.
You hated this?
I mean, it feels like a $1 billion movie, which I appreciate, like the big fucking budget shit. Because I'm so
Right.
sick of like Marvel's version of that,
Right.
with all the CGI. Even though obviously there's fucking CGI in this movie as well. I think at least. This should not have gotten nearly 5% of the vote. But it
Yeah.
did.
I mean, again, it's like.
Oh, I'm also
you
mad
gotta
at the
vote
next
for him.
one. I'm also mad at the next
in
one
6th place, I really like this.
because you're fucking
With
cringe, bro.
5.1. Bro,
This
you
is
told me-
cringe.
you
This is if Ted Lasso is cringe, this is cringe.
Bo Burnham, Inside, 5.1% of the vote. Shout out our guys, Chris Storer. And
Okay,
Cooper.
I'm sorry, right? Shout out Chris Storr. I feel bad.
Um,
To me, this is what did I say? It's sanctimonious bullshit.
Well, when did you watch this? Did you watch this at a difficult part of your
I
quarantine?
watched it. No, I watched it. No, I was away. I watched it with a bunch of friends when I was away for Memorial Day.
Why the fuck were you watching with your homies?
I was on
That's
vacation.
weird. That's fucking weird.
What do you
That's
mean? I
cringe.
watched it. Well, okay, that's weird. Here we
and
go.
what's
Some
the
real
score?
cinema.
Wait, so
That was 5,
you-
6.
That was
you-
number 5.
Oh, okay. Your
misnumbered
numbers are wrong.
Yeah.
So Bo Burnham is
Number
Bo
5.
Burnham inside 5.1% 5th place.
5.3% at number 4. Recent flick, which I haven't seen and really want to, is
Delicioso.
Licorice Pizza.
You didn't go with your girlfriend when she was in town?
No.
You guys didn't have time to go to the movies.
Yeah, too busy fucking and eating.
Okay. Too busy not eating licorice pizza.
Exactly.
This was fantastic, and anyone out there who loves PTA and all this shit about the age gap and the casual racism, grow the fuck up.
Oh, I heard that there's like an Asian boycott of this.
Yeah.
Why do you tell me this? You fucking racist.
Well, I wanted you to know because I want you to experience the movie without any preconceived notions. What do you mean?
Number
I'm a good
3.
friend.
Which I have watched probably 90% of, but then my rental from Amazon Prime expired before I could finish it.
So you didn't even finish the last vignette?
I
haven't seen this. Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm acting like I have.
The French Dispatch.
8.4% of the vote. Third place.
Which is this category was dominated by the top 2.
Wait,
the
so
French Dispatch
do you like it? Do you like it?
I liked it, but it was like the Wes Anderson-ness of it was almost its own character. You know what I mean?
I kind of appreciate that to some degree. He's earned that.
This was like
It's kind of like how I would feel about PTA doing another movie about the Valley, right? The
like
San
No
Fernando
Time
Valley.
No Time to Die. Like the plot was so complicated that like it was its own fucking character.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you couldn't like it just sprung its head up at every
Well, James
conceivable
Bond
moment.
comes with so much extra and baggage with also knowing it's the last Daniel Craig. Like it's even.
But you know
hard
what?
to
I
divorce
went
from
back
that.
and I watched Goldeneye, and I was like, "Yo, I appreciate the campiness and like the fucking
Yeah, yeah.
snappy one-liners and
100%.
the casual misogyny." in this.
GoldenEye is better than No Time to Die, without a doubt. I don't think anyone could argue the other way.
French
Anyway,
Dispatch 8.4%. Is it the third best movie of the year? No, but it definitely had like whatever the fits. In second place with 16.9%.
yeah, here we're in the real fucking meat and potatoes of the category.
Another December release. And so maybe it didn't get, but whatever.
No,
everyone
I
sucks.
would say if anything, it's recency bias. Also, everyone is fucking
Everyone
on this
fucking
movie's
sucks.
fucking dick.
Spider-Man: No Way Home, the fucking meme. Oh, sorry, spoilers ahead.
Oh,
the
right.
fucking
Oh,
meme
my
movie
God.
come to
Shut
life.
up. Yeah.
In second place is 16.9%, and then the runaway
Thank God.
winner with nearly a quarter of the vote.
Love this.
23.9% Dune.
Yes.
More of a vibe than a movie.
No,
but a
come
fucking
on.
vibe that I loved.
As the
I want to
category,
rewatch it.
as the category of this year's Fitties that was the only one that was new. We did not do because there was basically no movies last year. I mean, what, like the fucking was the Snyder cut even this year? Like it was like and Godzilla versus Kong. Maybe these were all movies that were I can't even keep track anymore.
fucking ruled.
movie fucking ruled. No, I would say that if anything, this is a bit of a cock tease because it just sets up that part 2 that you already know is gonna fucking bang. I will say. I don't necessarily agree with all of your guys' votes at home, but you already know I am fucking on the same page with this.
Well, Dune
there's
was
no other way to there's no other movie of this was the one.
Well, Dune was the rare shit that like if you're a fucking normie, you loved it. If you're a fucking head, you loved it. Like that's it.
Just like No Time to Die, I appreciate how this movie felt ginormous. And my biggest regret is that I didn't see it in theaters. I fucked up.
Damn.
Okay.
Who's a cinephile then? Me or you? It's me.
Next up. You watched it on your couch too, motherfucker.
No, I didn't. I saw it in theaters.
And you fell asleep in the theaters?
Only during one fucking crucial plot.
Only during one exposition. Okay, moving on.
What was it? What was in the box that he put his hand in? That's where I fell asleep.
What is in there's what do you mean there's nothing in the box?
I fell asleep.
The box
right
is the box.
I fell asleep right before he put his hand in the box.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yo, I call her Timmy's hand until she's in my box.
Okay, moving on to most stylish celeb of the year. Another very popular category in terms of the amount of people that definitely cast their vote here. In last fucking place, with 0.1% of the vote. And I hate this because this is my fucking guy. Champagne Poppy, Drake, last place. I believe that last year he was second to last.
Who was last place last year?
It was Virgil Abloh.
Goddamn, fucking monsters.
But that was last year. Okay, moving on up from Drake. In second to last fucking place, we have Travis Scott
Where was
with
he last year?
0.1% more of the vote than Drake. Last year, Travis Scott, I believe, was in third to last place.
So last year was Travis, Drake, Virgil.
Yeah.
And then thanks to your fucking benevolent votership, you took the Virgil
bump.
R.I.P.ness
Yeah.
and you fucking bumped it up to not bottom.
We're not going to spoil where Virgil ended up, but let's just keep going. All right, above that, Kevin Abstract slept on. I think that next year, if Kevin Abstract continues on this fucking path, I think he will be higher on the list. Then Kevin Abstract is in third to last place with 0.4%. From there, we go to Pharrell. 0.5%. That's because Pharrell's Pharrell, right? It's not like
he's
there's
not doing
no
anything new. He's just like he's a constant.
There's no newness. All right, moving on up. Mr. Big Ass fucking Pants himself with the same amount of votes as Pharrell, 0.5%. You have Justin Bieber. 3 more votes from there at 0.5% as well. Tremaine Emory. Shout out Tremaine. This was someone that you were like, we got to put Tremaine on this list. I don't know if Tremaine is a celebrity.
All right.
Here is a surprising one with only 3 more votes than Tremaine, and he got 0.6% of the vote. Little Uzi Vert. This was, and honestly, based on how some of these people leaped over him, like, I don't understand why this happened. Like, am I bugging? Uzi is...
No, I think Uzi wasn't necessarily, like, out there. Like, I mean, he put the fucking diamond in his head.
Damn, he was 4th to last year, too. Our audience does not fuck with Uzi. The Tom Brown shit I don't like. If you...
Yeah, no, of course not. But, like, Uzi...
People will...
Uzi and Gunna are kind of like one and the same, where they'll wear like head to toe designer.
I don't know if they're the same. I think Uzi has
in terms of rappers that wear only designer.
Uzi, didn't he do the diamond in his head this year? Wasn't that this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just did some new shit where he put 2 studs in his cheek with a chain.
That's a bit of a
and he's fucking brolic now.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer to me because I think that Uzi deserves better 2 years in a row.
Uzi hasn't like broken through the way that maybe some of these other guys have, or you can't like relate to him because he's wearing fucking head to toe like crazy.
Well,
Marty on me.
The only bad shit for me is the Tom Brown. I'd rather kill myself than wear
the
Tom
worst
Brown.
shit is the person that charted above Uzi
by 1 vote. Pete fucking Davidson, who was on this list more like you and I did this as like a joke.
I'm leaving.
Yeah. All right. Above them with 0.6%, just by a couple votes, Lil Nas X. He definitely had a big coming out, no pun intended, this year with the Met Gala and all the fucking, the new record and all this shit. Ultimately, not for me. Right above Lil Nas X at 0.7%, Channing Tatum.
Right.
This was kind of like, is Zoe Kravitz dressing him up like how he's supposed to look to be her boyfriend? Is this his real style? I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway, moving on up from there, another kind of like in Pharrell's case, a mainstay, Kid Cudi, 0.7% of the vote. Above him, Thugger, 0.8% of the vote. Finally, cracking.
Well, hold on. With Kid Cudi, I just want to say that like he like wore a dress a few times.
Oh,
and
that's
everyone's
right.
Like, oh, Kid Cudi, fucking breaking gender norms, like bending gender norms, whatever.
Those are off-white designs too. Those were Virgil designs.
The gown.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
All right. It just seems a little like fucking calculated.
True, yes. Very much trying too hard versus Thugger, who you might not fuck with the whole kind of punk rebrand for that record. He kind of he's Thug. He always looks cool, at least. Yeah. It doesn't feel calculated, even if it is arguably just as calculated as anyone else. All right, at 1%, this is mainly based off of red carpet fits in the big year that he had on the silver screen. Tom Holland, whatever. 1.3%. Bad Bunny. I'm surprised he's this low. Bad Bunny's a fashion guy.
Yeah, but Bad Bunny, again, I don't think he had like a big year.
Well, actually, he
wasn't like that visible.
We should be respectful. Bad Bunny.
All right. Also, Tom Holland is fucking eating Zendaya coochie from the back.
Yeah, I agree. Purely for his coochie eating accoutrement. Or I should say, what would be the word? His proclivities of eating coochie.
Proclivities.
Okay. All right. Above Bad Bunny at 1.4%, Skepta. Skep was big on the Bottega this year. I feel like ahead of the curve. He was ahead of the curve a bit.
Yeah.
Above him with 1.6%, Blondie McCoy. 1.7%, also a little low, Playboi Carti. Carti was on tour this year in fucking Wild. Is still on. I think it just ended. The Balaclavas, the Givenchy, or as he would say, Givenchy, the Rick Fits. No love for Carti. Okay, doubling Carti at 2.4%. Now we can get into some fucking real votes here. Timothy Chalamet. Overrated.
Yo, I don't understand. He also pulled high last year.
Yeah, how high did he pull last year?
Let me find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Okay. Moving on up from Chalamet.
He was, last year, he was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place with 7.8%.
So, he fell
in the top half of the pack.
So he fell off.
But still, he deserves to be in fucking...
Dude, the collab with Hader Ackerman that he did is dog shit.
Terrible.
Yeah, honestly, maybe we don't put Timmy on the list moving forward. Okay, above Timmy by 0.1%.
And you know what? He's not fucking Zendaya.
Yeah.
The guy Tom is fucking... in them walls.
Okay. Above Timmy, you got Evan Mock. Interesting that he charted a little bit lower than I would have thought.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Because Evan Mock, of everyone else that's left on this list, Evan Mock is mainly, I know he's an actor, he's a model. And I guess he's a skater.
Wait, so you think he is lower than you expected, or higher?
Yeah,
than
I thought he would be higher because of his adjacencies to fashion. So he's directly
okay.
related.
See, he's such like an everyman guy in terms of
really?
style. most part. Where
Well,
he's shirtless.
I guess when he's not going to fashion shows. Okay, moving on up. Another fucking everyman at 2.6%, John Mayer.
Sure. I mean, got to include him even though he wasn't.
How high was
necessarily,
he last year? I'm sure he did fucking amazing, right? Let's see here. Last year
he was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th with
Yeah.
8.4% of
yeah,
the vote.
people
Just above Timmy.
Yeah, I think people are clearly, saying that these guys, as kind of like fashion, would you say John Mayer's a fashion icon?
I think he's just like a mainstay right now.
Yeah, mainstay. And I think that now we're getting a little bit
Same
fatigue.
with this guy.
Well, this is a bummer for me because this guy, whether or not you see the fits, this is one of the most tasteful motherfuckers in the game. Frank Ocean had the same exact amount of votes as John Mayer, 2.6%. Moving on up. Here's
but again, Frank Ocean was so hidden that like you only saw his fits if you were like deep in the fucking Zood boards or whatever.
Sure. 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we've been in the top 15. So now moving to 13th place, Steve Harvey, 2.8%. Yes, this is a bit of a troll vote.
You got to tip your cap.
Yeah,
down.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, you got to love the fucking rebrand. And of course, obviously, we know he has a stylist, but either way, shouts out to the fucking mustache himself. Moving on up, 3% of the vote, 12th place, Seth Rogen. He had a big year. He was not on this list last year, I don't believe, right?
No, not at all. I mean, this year he slimmed down. He fucking found his artistic calling through his ceramics.
Mm-hmm.
His fucking cardi game is on pernt. I mean, he is the face of MFA MFers.
Yeah, and here is, I will say there might be someone else who's the face who charted a little bit higher, and we'll get to him. What I will say about Seth Rogen is this. If he leaned into the fashion shit, I could guarantee you that he could have a Jonah-level moment, but he ultimately does not want to do that, and I think we've talked about it a bit on
We'll
pod,
give you your space
but
for now,
But he
Sethy.
would rather be an everyman and not kind of, ruin that image by, people knowing that he spends $1,000 on cardigans. Okay. In 11th place.
Last year's winner.
Yeah, big fucking fall off, Harry Styles.
Harry.
Yeah, what was people?
You're fucking bending gender norms, Harry.
Yeah, as Twitter said, those gender norms are beating his ass. Yeah, the biggest fall off maybe in any category from 1st to 11th. In 10th place, the most Googled male fashion icon of the year, Adam Sandler, 3.9%. Very interesting.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. And now, cracking the top 10, Mr. Motherfucker
Oh my God,
Mr.
this guy should've
Motherfucking
won.
put it on our guy that we love, Gunna, 4.1%. Now,
New album out today.
yes, exactly. Go get that. Go get Drip Season 4. Okay, in 8th place with only 4 votes separating from 7th. This is actually very interesting. 8th place, A$AP Rocky. He's going to be on the list every year. He's going to be in the top 10 every year. But it's interesting to see in 7th place, Amine.
Yeah.
Taking a little fucking jump over the jump man a bit by 4 votes. 4.6%
Which he
for
wasn't.
both these guys.
He obviously wasn't on last year's list, and I think he just kind of like with the arc, with the fucking.
He's a real Portland Gorphead, bro.
Exactly. He like. I mean,
I like this. I like the
lean into
trajectory.
the top Fitties trend of the year.
Yes, 100%. I think
Want to
that.
see where he ends up next year.
Yeah, I think that Amine of everyone we've talked about is definitely on the motherfucking rise. In 6th place, R.I.P. Virgil Abloh.
Wait, so he went from last place to 6th place?
Second to last place. Or no, was it? Let's see. Well, we didn't do the math last year, but I think it is accurate.
He was in last place last year
Damn.
as most stylists over the year.
Well, I mean, not to be morbid about it, but if you want to fucking have people care about you, you can always die.
Yo, if you
that always works.
Yeah, if you own a brand out there that is on the Fitties and you just fucking kill yourself,
Yep.
you might or you die, then you might end up in first place next year.
All right.
You never know.
Top 5 most stylish celebs of the year. Number 5, Kanye West, 5.1%. You can hate him, you can love him. You cannot deny that his marriage with Balenciaga, and I obviously got to loop in Kim in here as well because it was kind of like a package deal. This felt like Kanye being Kanye again and really fucking going for it.
How was
Yeah.
him being married to Balenciaga or rebirth of Kanye?
I don't know. I mean, like, he's gone through all these style phases where he was a Visvim guy, he was a Rick guy. It's and not that.
But he wasn't so. The only brand that he's been so fucking closely associated with besides Balenciaga, Adidas.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that this definitely comes from some fucking bizarre, I wouldn't even say it's a friendship, but this worship that he has of Demna. But either way, Kanye at number 5. Number 4, here's the face of MFA motherfuckers, Oscar Isaac, 5.6%. Honestly, bro, this is 1,000% because of the wardrobe from Scenes from a Marriage.
Not the wardrobe, the photos that Miyako shared.
Right, but that's what he was wearing on the show.
Of the
but the behind the scenes,
wardrobe
right.
fitting. Yeah.
Shout out to the fucking number one's probably stylist in the game right now.
Who were those? Wait, was that really what his fits were like on the show? Like,
Yes.
Did anyone
yes.
watch that?
No.
Those on show of the year.
Those were the fits on the show, which is why this is a bit of. You could argue that this is this doesn't count because those are costumes. Yeah.
Right.
And obviously, speaking of the style, number one styles of the year, we can break it. Next week's pod, a little spoiler, Despot.
There you go.
Who mentions what's her name?
Miyako.
Who follows you on Instagram, but not
She
me.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Third place.
Yo, how do you know that?
Because I always
psychotic.
Because I always look. I am psychotic. Third place, 7.
Does this guy follow you on Instagram?
No, he does not. In third place with 7.3% of the vote, ASAP Nast.
Oh, the guy that invented Comme des Garçons. And loafers.
Who is in third place for 2 years in a row, though
wow.
I will say that last year he got 11.8% of the vote versus this year.
Fewer entries.
Yes, that's true. In second place, and this is very surprising to me.
Okay, this guy was in first place for a minute.
He really was.
On day one, and
Yeah.
this is why all votes matter. He is now in second place, and I would credit it to his end-of-year press run and fucking run of Big Fire Fits.
Absolutely. Our boy, friend of the pod, Jonah Hill, second place, 12.5%. In terms of his placement last year,
where was he?
He was fourth.
Damn.
With 10.6%. I will say, in terms of the big fits, the kind of, the him and his girlfriend wearing the matching Gucci suits, like these big fucking moments, even in Don't Look Up, which, by the way, terrible fucking movie.
That was fine.
The fact that he's got the Birkin and the chrome and the fucking Richard Mille. Like,
you know what he was most proud of, though? He told me on DM, was his pressed juicery. The green juice that he's fucking shaking while like Jennifer Lawrence in the Oval Office. To him, that was like the detail that he was most proud of. He's like, yeah, the chrome was for the heads, but did you catch the pressed juicery?
Okay, well, shout out fucking Jonah.
He created this character. That's all I'm saying.
And I believe actually it's pronounced Richard Mill. My bad. Okay, moving on to the number one most stylish celebrity of the year, as voted by you guys with 15.6% of the vote. This should come as no surprise. Number one, Tyler, the Creator.
Finally, a fucking correct vote. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
this is the will of the people.
I don't think you can argue with this, right?
Right.
I mean, Golf LaFleur looks great.
He was going back and forth. He was head to head with Jonah, and then he pulled out.
Yeah, but he pulled away here, and I believe last year he was in second place. So this is him. This is you guys anointing Tyler, even though obviously like this is obvious to me. Like it's not like some out of left field thing or a hot take by you guys. But Tyler is the your number one most stylish celebrity of 2021.
Speaking of Tyler, the Creator. Put out a great project this past year. Let's get into best
musical
artist of the year.
Let's just run. Let's try to get to the fucking top 10 here.
All right, last place, Jasmine Sullivan.
Who?
We only put this on because she was in a bunch of other top 10 lists. Second to last, Justin Bieber. He did have that song Peaches, which was like number one on the fucking charts, whatever. Then we got Pooh Shiesty. Then we got Lorde. Then we got BTS. Then Porches. Sorry, Chef. Then Casey Musgraves.
Yo, Porches sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Can we just... Porches is so bad. I'm pissed that they're even on this list. Shout out to Chef.
Then we got Casey Musgraves, who tied with Porches with 0.8% of the vote.
Who cares?
Billie Eilish, last entry below 1%. Don Toliver, 1%.
Life of a Don slaps, dude. Shout out that 1%.
Lana Del Rey, her fucking album was a big flop. Chief Keef, honestly...
Wait, no. Lana, people love Lana. Lorde was a fucking flopperoni, dude.
People hated the Lana Del Rey album.
All right.
Chief Keef album fucking banged.
Goat.
But it came out like on like Christmas Eve or whatever.
Goat.
He fucking did a Cardi. Young Thug with Punk, very low, 1.7. Lil Nas X, right above him with 1.7. Dave, are fucking ready in 1.8%. Young Dolph, Big Rip, 1.8%. Caroline Polachek, who Despot name drops next week. Snail Mail, Taylor Swift, Adele, Drake.
So Drake is at
2.7% certified lover boy.
Well, this is interesting. Adele and Drake, for me, and I'm not expecting like our audience to like really resonate, but they're such cultural icons. For Adele to come in at 13 with 2.5%, and Drizzy, the certified lover boy himself, to come in at 12th with 2.7, those both seem a bit low. I was surprised.
Not like certified lover boy.
Okay.
In 11th place, Japanese breakfast.
Don't care. Doesn't matter to us. 2.9%.
All right, let's get into the top 10. Doja Cat.
Hey, I don't get the hype. I mean, she's got some Sweeneys for sure, ski showing feet in racial chat rooms, but the music to me is not there.
Gotta get on TikTok. In 9th place, my artist of the year.
Yeah.
Our boy, friend of the pod, Zach Fox.
Hell yeah.
Then we got in 8th place, late entry, or
This came out
super early entry. Came out on Christmas Day.
Basically, this came out in 2020, but we're counting it for 2021 because I don't believe he was on the list last year. Playboy Cardi.
7th place, Silk Sonic.
Very
AKA
surprising.
Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, who I thought was an MMA fighter. I don't understand why this is in 7th place.
This is like kind of boomer to me.
The one song is fire.
Yeah.
What you do? What you do? Nah. But like they put out a project I didn't hear. I thought it was like a single deal.
Yeah.
6th
Oh
place.
shit, we did put Cardi on the list last year. Damn. Okay. Anyway,
Whatever,
Cardi.
poor.
Honestly, a whole lot of red. Only getting better with age, in my opinion.
6th place. This is everyone's fucking. If you love Twitter, you love this band, Turnstile.
Yeah, a little hardcore action in the top 10.
Are they hardcore?
I believe that's the genre.
I don't think so.
That's the genre.
Look it up real
All
quick
right,
while
all
I go into the top 5. In 5th place, honestly, our queen deserved better. Our Filipina queen.
Turnstile is an American hardcore punk band from Baltimore, Maryland, formed
Really?
in 2010.
All right, Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
With 5.8% of the vote.
The highest charting female. Yeah. She killed it.
If you didn't fucking cry to driver's license, you have no heart. Then in 4th place, also had a strong showing in 2020.
Yeah.
In 2020, Griselda, a.k.a. Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Westside Gun, and Mock Omi. Is that how you say it?
This is not mock ohm. This is mock homie omi. No, it's mock homie.
Mock
And
homie.
I will say, all right, last year Griselda was in 4th place. They had a strong showing, and this was before mock homie even. I guess they were he's boys with these dudes, or West Side Gun, I guess is more specifically, but hadn't signed to Griselda or was off, but he was back on. So even just strengthening the collective, they continue to fucking rise in our fucking rankings. And this is kind of a hack because this is just mad projects that we can run together.
This is like the whole fucking group. And we're back with the top 3 best musical artists of the year. Did it just get dark in here? Like, is it no longer in 4K? What's happening? 7.9% of the vote.
Yep.
Baby Keem.
This is surprising.
Yeah.
This is the Throw Gang showing their age. The project was okay, and the collabs with Kendrick Lamar rock, but you're voting for Baby Keem,
Top of the morning.
not fucking Kendrick. This was surprising to me. Okay, moving on.
All right. In 2nd place, which honestly, this was a bit of a surprise because we all were like, oh, yeah, he's going to win whatever.
Yeah.
Tyler, the Creator, 10.5%.
Call me if you're lost.
And then, honestly, a much larger gap than I think any of us expected. Number 1,
Vindicated.
best musical artist of the year.
Vindicated.
You voted for him for whatever reason. It wasn't because he was clapping Julia Fox's cheeks, because that happened after the
Well
Fitties
done, though.
voting closed.
Whoever is casting that divorce is doing an amazing job. I love
With
it.
17.9% of your vote, the best musical artist of the year of 2021. Yay.
Yay. There he is. Kanye Omari West. The artist formerly known as
Kanye West.
now Yay. This is a huge gap. This,
Yeah,
as much as this is my guy, and I got killed for it on pod, I didn't expect him to run away with the category. This was never close.
People just love fucking chanting and God music, I guess. I don't know. Marilyn Manson. What are you
All
going to
right.
do?
From one bozo to a whole category full of them. Here we go. Biggest bozo of the year.
Ooh, this is a fan favorite.
Oh, this is the one. This is where I get the most, and I'm sure you too. We get the most messages where it's like, I wish I had more votes to cast for my country.
And you know what? I think you technically can vote more than once.
Yeah,
in
of
the
course you
Fitties.
can.
We're going to figure that
I
out for
regret
next year.
that I only had
we're
one
gonna figure out
vote to
just like
cast
we're gonna
for my
figure out,
bozo.
just like we're going to figure out the video component
Yeah.
eventually, one day.
Yeah, sorry guys, we suck.
Unless you
all right.
broke the camera.
Yeah, dude, I might have honestly. That's such a that's my reputation as the bull in the china shop.
You
but, like,
are a fucking oaf, is what I've realized.
and literally, Jenna would agree with you 1,000%. I'm a big,
Whenever you try
dumb, clumsy oaf.
Whenever you try to plug your computer in over in that corner, you always end up just like shoulder checking my fig leaf tree.
I know, dude.
Not that it's like doing well, but
No,
it's like
it's not doing well at all. Okay, bozo of the year.
it's sitting sideways like Mike Jones.
Bozo of the year in last place. Wow. Honestly, speaking of vindication, fucking Jeremy Strong, a.k.a. Kendall Roy, not that much of a bozo comparatively, despite the New Yorker profile heard around the world, 0.2% of the vote. Moving on up, Ellen DeGeneres, who I believe was canceled this year, right?
Early on.
For just what? Treating
For just being a
the help
fucking
like
bitch.
shit.
Yeah.
For being a fucking bitch. 1.1%. From there, our guy who we just mentioned, Kanye West, and honestly, this is where you want to be in last, obviously, right? So Kanye not doing too bad, 1.5%. From there, I'm surprised he did that well. Mark Zuckerberg, the fucking Zuck, fourth from last, 1.6%.
This guy should have been higher.
I guess because, you need Instagram at the end of the day. Fifth from last, Pete Davidson at 2.1%. From Pete Davidson, moving on up to another fucking school shooter, line cook, Machine Gun Kelly, 2.3%. I hate both of these dudes, and I guess that they are more popular than I was led to believe.
Yes, but our misogynist audience put Chrissy Teigen above Machine Gun Kelly.
Chrissy Teigen is not doing great, so I'm not surprised there. With that said, was she a bigger bozo than Machine Gun Kelly?
I don't think so.
No. All right. From there, a more kind of us anthropomorphizing an issue that we had this year in 2021. The supply chain at 2.9%. Despite the fact that it fucked up everyone's fucking John's deliveries, for the most part, I would imagine, I'm surprised. This is in the bottom quadrant.
Yeah.
The bottom third.
Bottom half.
Moving on
It's only getting worse.
All right, moving on up, we have Chet Hanks, a.k.a. Chet Hayes, a back-to-back nominee for Biggest Bozo of the Year.
When was White Boy Summer?
That was this year. He's just been fucking...
Wait, so why was he bozo last year?
He's just been down to clown for... Just because he's... I don't know, because he's
like
a
Joe
bozo.
Biden's approval rating, bro. He's down for so long.
Yeah, right. Let's look... Like, last year, he finished in the top 6... with 4.8%.
Number 5 being Kanye West.
Wow. Okay. So Kanye having a better year, which I think we can all agree on, and Chet Hanks having a worse year, I guess? Or
yeah.
Okay. From Chet Hanks, we move on up to DaBaby, who is at 3.3% in 11th place.
Which is fine. He's out of the top 10. But what's amazing,
this is good,
is how, and this is a point you made. So I'll let you speak.
So
your
you have
truth, brother.
DaBaby in 11th with 3.3% of the vote. Also with 3.3% of the vote, but was up by only 4 votes in 10th place. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Sex trafficker to the stars.
So DaBaby with the fucking $1 million smile.
Yeah.
Literally 4 votes away from a sex trafficker.
Yeah. Just because this man hops on stage and is like, I don't want people to have AIDS at my concerts. And I don't want drug act. No. This is, I mean, we put Ghislaine on here thinking that she was probably going to be higher.
Really?
I thought so.
There's a lot more bozos to come,
all right,
brother.
Let's keep it going. Doing worse than Ghislaine with a worse approval rating, the President of the United States of America, Joe Byron. Yo, it is really funny how Ghislaine, despite her crimes against fucking young women globally, was only number 10. Okay, number 8, above Joe Byron by 0.2%, Jake Paul.
Yeah, and you know what?
Had
Honestly,
a huge year.
I think that he's going to turn it around in 2022, and he's going to become a fucking hero of 2022.
Oh, really? Because if I'm Jake Paul, and I'm hearing this, which I know he listens, I'm pissed I'm not number 1. His whole thing is being the biggest bozo. That is the marketing.
He is the hero that we deserve.
Well, that I'm not arguing with the bozo we deserve. Okay.
Speaking of which.
From Jake Paul in 8th place, we move up to our 7th place, Dave Portnoy at 5.3%, despite saving small businesses across the country.
Yo, there's a bar in Williamsburg, just across McCarran Park here.
Oh, yeah.
Where they have the Turkey Nest Tavern, which classic bar.
Yep.
They were doing to-go cocktails before it was a fucking thing with the pandemic. You go in there, you get a giant styrofoam cup of margarita. They have a big fucking thank you, Dave Portnoy.
Barstool Fund? Yeah. Amazing. In 6th place, 6.9%. So
nice.
So a nice fucking jump up from Portnoy, at 5.3%. We have the Cuomo brothers, both of who were forced to resign amid scandalous accusations.
And one of them has a pierced nipple, and that pierced nipple possessor will not be charged by the DA.
Oh, really? And he doesn't actually have pierced nipples. I just think he has very
he's never said he
like very bumpy, crinkly tits.
Like a Ruffles?
Yeah, I think it's more of like
he's got Ruffles nips?
Versus like a smooth, delicious areola that's just inviting
like
you to suck on that Sweeney. I think these are kettle cooked nips.
No, he's got Ruffles. He's got Ruffles ridges.
Yeah. Cuomo got ridges.
You want some onion dip on the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The thing is that he never said he doesn't have
Oh, okay.
nips.
All right. Well, we're not talking about nipples. We're talking
Yes,
about
we are.
bozos. Moving into the top 5 bozos of the year as voted by you, the Throw Gang, 2021. Number 5, Elon Musk at a cool 7.4%. Not bad.
Deserve it.
That seems rated. Okay. Number 4, 8.2%. This is low for me. Travis motherfucking Scott LaFlame. I thought he would easily be top 3.
Well, we're gonna get into the top 3, but
he
Travis Scott is
got dunked on by some other bozos, is what I'm
Travis
saying.
Scott's an individual. There's only one other individual above him, and then there's more like general concepts and groups of fucking human feces that exist above Travis Scott.
Oh, I'd like to say for Elon Musk last year, right? Yeah. He was in the bottom 4 of bozos, so a high approval rating, only 2.8% of the vote. So he actually had himself kind of a bad year in terms of being more of a bozo.
He was much more active on Twitter. Fucking Grimes came out.
Oh,
like,
and
with Grimes.
pushing crypto, pushing NFTs, all that bullshit.
Speaking of which.
Number 3, no surprise here, 10.9% of the vote, NFT bros. A whole swath, all of them.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot. We've been talking a lot about NFTs on the pod, obviously. And, we talk a very fucking spicy bit about NFTs. A little NFT party scene report from our boy Despot next week, which is very fun. In second place, with 12.2% of the vote, it is Kyle Rittenhouse.
I thought he was going to win. He gave us the meme of the year.
Yes,
in
at least
whatever
for
the
us.
fuck I posted.
the Kyle Rittenhouse discovering Gort meme, which
that
went over real well with the fans.
Question.
Yeah.
We're going to do meme of the year next year. Was that the TF closest we've been to getting canceled?
No, we're uncancelable. But first of all, cancel culture isn't real. And then
but was there a moment where it was like people were like, yo, somebody in the main text was like, hey, the comment section has never been like this before.
Yeah. Which is true, but if anything, that's just more proof that it was a banger.
To me, it was proof like, yo, all you got to do is just fucking close your eyes and walk away and wait it out and just drop more memes that don't have to do with killing BLM protesters, and then you'll be fine.
Or honestly, in the eyes of the court, he's defending himself.
What I did was I did panic a little bit, and I was like, let me drop this fucking meme to push it down the timeline.
Right,
and
right.
I forgot to blur out a racial slur.
Yes, that was, to me, that's the bigger gaffe. Because that's just memeing 101. Just because we have Jay in the group chat doesn't mean we could be out here not blurring.
But does blurring
or going from N-word to the acceptable motherfuckers.
Does the slur blur make it more obvious that you are like...
No, I've been seeing not even slur blurs, but like big meme accounts doing bitch or like just general
with the
profanity.
star.
No, just like a little dash, like in Instagram stories you would just like draw a line or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle Rittenhouse, innocent.
Little inside baseball.
Kyle Rittenhouse, innocent, according to you guys, not the biggest bozo of the year. And the first place winner of bozo of the year is a swath of people. We have Q insurrectionists and anti-vaxxers on, and oh no, it's one day after the insurrection. Damn, we almost nailed it.
Yesterday was the anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary to
an
insurrectionists.
act of domestic terrorism against the country. 16.1
That shit was the best. Honestly,
that was the best day on the internet.
best TV show of the year.
Incredible.
CNN Insurrection Day.
It's only entertainment. That was a bad Jay-Z. Not even close to being Jay-Z. 16.1%, biggest bozo of the year. Hopefully not somebody in your family, but most likely probably somebody in your family. Okay, moving on.
Probably are.
To the crown jewel.
All right.
Wait, do you want to say who was bozo of the year last year to catch people up?
Yeah.
It was Rudolph Giuliani.
What happened to him?
Who cares? Oh, last year's interesting too. Rudy Giuliani, winner, he beat out cops and late-stage capitalism, which is, and Portnoy, and Mitch McConnell.
I wonder where Eric Adams would have polled if
Oh
we put him
my
in
God.
Bozo of the Year. If we gotten like the first 5 days of him being mayor.
Did you see the newest one today where he has a splint on a finger and the media asks what happened? He goes, I shook a cop's hand too hard. King, dude. King. He's the fucking worst. But, honestly, get the bozo out of here, bro.
He lives in your state, New Jersey.
The bozo last year was in the bottom third. He skated.
Who?
The bozo, de Blasio.
Oh, de Blasio.
Yeah. All right, here, let's fucking wrap this up. All the technical difficulties later.
Brand of the year. The fucking coup de grace of the Fitties 2021. I'm going to skate through the bottom half.
Oh, damn, you didn't include last year's brand of the year. So
Really?
we can't compare.
Well, we know who last year's top brand of the year was. If you want,
And we know who also, and also last year. Oh no, I have it. All right, so you go, and then I'll kind of reference last year.
Okay.
All right.
In last place with 0.4% of the vote by the voters of the Fitties is Supreme.
Last year they were second to last place as well.
Who
Our
was last
guys, Louis Vuitton.
Well,
Yo, was
Louis Vuitton was
Louis on our brand of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
One, two,
So we'll
three,
reference
four.
all this.
Wait,
Okay.
Can you number mine? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
sorry.
6, 7, 8. So they cracked the top 10. Supreme, fucking bottom of the cellar. And we only kind of put Supreme on here because, like, we have to, right? Not 'cause,
Always
like, you and I-
gotta put
but you-
Supreme
You
on.
love Supreme.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Um,
A mere 6 votes above Supreme, also with 0.4% of the vote. Celine, which, like, you wanted to put Celine on here because they did, like, the fucking TikTok shit or whatever.
I think that might have been last year. But either way,
That's fine. That's fine. I'll leave the top
Yeah,
10.
Celine is, but they're in the conversation. Maybe, and
No,
honestly,
they're
maybe they're
not,
not.
bro.
Maybe
No,
they're
they're
not.
not.
Maybe I'm bugging.
You know who's wearing Celine is fucking Drake in the photo that he took with Jake Paul.
Oh, he's in this.
That's it. He's in
that
a fucking
fucking
Celine
tracksuit,
tracksuit.
dude. Oh my god, so fucking
All right.
stupid.
In third to last place is Human Made, and I wanted to put them on here because I was like, yo, this is kind of like the rapper brand that, like Uzi did a fucking collab,
Yep.
right? You saw like everybody wearing it.
Honestly, Celine was not on brand of the year last year, so probably shouldn't have been included this year as well.
Where was Gucci last year?
Gucci last year was sixth from last.
Okay, they were fourth to last now. I feel like the whole Gucci aesthetic, whatever, except outside of House of Gucci, is just like whatever.
Sure.
Chrome
They
Hearts.
had that big Hollywood show. That was big on the.
So what?
All right.
That doesn't translate to like real life.
It was on
actual
Sunset Boulevard.
Consumption.
And it was 70 and they're the 70 sexy sleaze fucking, they're the purveyors of that.
It's too much.
Okay, all
it's
right.
too obvious.
Let's keep it pushing.
Chrome Hearts.
Ooh.
0.9%, fifth from last.
So Chrome Hearts last year is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They were 8. They were top 10 last year. They were 8 last year.
In 14th place, a brand that you and I just don't like or get.
This isn't about us.
Tom Brown.
Ugh.
1.2%. They cracked 1%. Congratulations.
I will say Tom Brown normally wouldn't be on this list. They had a big year. A lot of celebs, like we mentioned, Amine, even in Tom Brown. Little Uzi.
fucking duh.
I think Tom Brown sucks. And like I said, I'd rather kill myself than wear Tom Brown. With that said, I thought they deserved to be on the list, but let the people decide.
The only celebrity / person that looks good in Tom Brown is that little Korean kid from Minari because
Yes.
Tom Brown makes children's clothes.
Yeah, he almost has the body of a child himself.
In 13th place, and this is a new entry, and I do think we're going to see them make waves in 2022.
Do tell.
Rise up is our homies at Marnie.
Oh, yeah.
The mohair gods. In 12th place,
year.
Prada. 11th place, Eli Russell Lintz.
Linnets.
ERL. With the fucking,
Like
Yin Yang
Marnie,
hoodie.
a new entry this year.
All right, top 10.
Here we go.
Were these guys in last year's?
They were not.
Okay, another new entry. South to West 8. The Tenkara Titans.
Yeah.
The Fishing Pharaohs.
What percentage of votes are we talking about, though?
1.6%.
Okay, all right, great. Good to know.
In 9th place, Jill Sander, 1.7. Obviously,
The collab
they
kings of
got
the year?
Collab of the year, and like 5th place collab.
Two
of
of the top 3 collabs of the year.
like a phoenix from the ashes.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that because of death or anything. From last place to 8th place, Louis Vuitton.
The Virgil bump.
In 7th place, and honestly, I think if you are voting objectively in terms of like what brand had the craziest ripple effect across the entire spectrum,
yeah.
I think it's got to be these guys and one other brand that's coming up. But Balenciaga in 7th place, 3.8%. Would you or I wear it? Would most of the fucking people voting in the Fitties wear it? No.
They were bottom 3 last year.
Bottom 3?
They were third to last.
The shit they did, and like Vanessa Friedman did a whole fucking article detailing why they were her brand in 2021.
They got
effectively.
into the metaverse early, too.
They did a
Or
video,
I guess it was like more of a video game. But
they did the video game. They did a fucking the Simpsons collab. Apparently was like crazy.
The Gucci hack.
Yeah, just like the whole like dystopian.
They were everywhere.
Whatever.
And then Kanye and Kim, obviously.
Right. Above Balenciaga, number 6 with 5.2% of the vote
Okay.
are guys at Drake's. You could argue that's because of the throwing fits bump.
I'm just saying.
You could argue that it's just that they wear fucking their shit is so wearable.
Drake's was not on the list last year, but was definitely a brand that I think you and I include, or I definitely included, I don't know about you, in like our personal when we did the Critics' Choice last year. It's great to see that everyone is kind of catching on.
Number 5, which I wouldn't be surprised if they took a big fucking dip
Ooh.
in 2022.
Go
is
on.
Bottega Veneta.
Wow, yes.
With their big the leathers, the woven leather, the accessories, the puddle jumpers. However, I don't know if Daniel Lee allegedly was like not the fucking mastermind behind everything.
That's
at
what
a
they're
certain
saying.
point.
It's this new fucking guy.
It's this new guy. But we'll see.
I can't imagine that they could. Any brand could be hotter than like they were. Like I don't
At the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I just don't foresee a scenario where like they could continue to be good. I guess they're like phasing out the green. There might be like a new brand identity, but this has got to be the peak, right? We'll see. But
In fourth place, which again, I think we put this brand on not because of like big fucking moves that they made in 2021, although they did have the third best collaboration of the year, but also just because you and I, whether it's their footwear that you fell in love with, whether it's my lifelong affair that I have with the fucking homies and their workshop and everything they do from the shirting to the knits to the pants. In fourth place with 6.4% of the vote, Our Legacy. AKA Our Legace.
Yeah. What I love about this is that Our Legacy is seemingly climbing, not just in our esteem, but the esteem of the Throw Gang. Last year, 6th on the list with 5.6% of the vote. So they're doing better, which they deserve because they kill it and they're great.
Third place, the Juicy Stussy with 9%. I mean, these guys just fucking season to season, just like
this is bronze medal back to back. What's the percentage?
9%.
13.1% though last year. So maybe a little dip.
How many brands last year?
There were
Dude, 18 brands this year.
18 last year.
Oh wow! All right.
Damn.
So
that's real.
This really was.
That's real math.
This really was a 2-brand race, though.
Oh yeah.
Again, I think that if you're looking at brands that made the most movement across the whole fucking spectrum,
agreed.
These guys would be number 1 or number 2. But coming in at number 2 is Arc'teryx with a quarter of the vote, 23.2%. Gorp. They lean into the memes. They lean into the artist series.
They fucked with the goddamn motherfucking boys.
Yo, by the way, the payment did hit, so we do owe them a party.
Oh, wow, that happened. I would like to say, shout out Arc'teryx, my brand of the year, one of your brands of the year. Last year, they came in at 4. Also, by the way, how ahead of the curve is the Throw Gang? That they voted Arc last year, number 4. I think that's real vision before they went nuclear. 7.3% of the vote. They are scorching hot, which only makes next year very difficult for them. But I'm sure they're going to figure it out.
Speaking of vision.
Yeah. No brainer.
Right. The number 1 brand of the year.
Back to back
21
champs.
Fitties, according to you, the Throw Gang, and also the people that just want to vote in Fitties that aren't Throw Gang just yet. Ame Leon Dor with a full third of the vote at 32.4%. Your guys, my guys, shout out Teddy. This was, I don't know, like fucking, like this was obviously
Were you even
happen.
remotely surprised?
Kind of, yeah. Because like
they almost mimicked last year. By the way, last year first place 32.9%, and in second place a brand that I feel like a brand that didn't make our list, but we do love is 18 East. But they more than doubled 18 East.
They were
didn't double.
They were on their Thanos shit with just saying I am inevitable. ALD, I guess it was surprised because like ALD, they didn't really have crazy leaps and bounds forward. It was a pandemic year. They kind of just continued to do their thing, which is, I guess, speaks to their fucking current grasp, their chokehold,
vice
on
grip.
Zeitgeist,
Vice
which
grip.
is everybody from fucking TikTok Gen Zers that are like, yo, you want to hear about this brand I just learned about? ALD, versus like guys that are fucking parked in front of the Mulberry Street Cafe,
or like our guys who've been fucking with them since like they were on Mott Street. You know,
like, it's probably some shit where it's like, again, it's like it's something you're familiar with because at this point you probably have an ALD John, whether it's the fucking fitted cap or the 550s in your arsenal.
Yeah.
So you just like, it's your personal favorite because of all these brands. That's just what you are most familiar with. ALD for the second year in a row, best brand of the year.
A runaway.
In the Fitties.
There's nice. It wasn't even close.
What was second place last year?
18 East with 14.5%
So it was
last
a
year.
closer chase. The question really does become, who knocks ALD off the fucking throne?
Is anyone gonna be the Giant Slayer? Because from what I know, I think that to your point about just being consistent versus like, making splashy moves, I think 2022 is maybe going to be their fucking biggest year ever in terms of big things coming. So fucking watch this space. We'll be talking about it on the pod, but goddamn, can anybody fucking even remotely guard these dudes one-on-one? This is like Jordan in his prime.
I mean, I think the first step is a lot of these brands have to stop trying to stop not just trying but biting what
Yeah.
ALD's
How
doing.
about this? If you want to beat
get
ALD,
these fucking chairs out of your lookbook.
Yeah.
Other fellas.
if you want to beat ALD, the first step is not being ALD. And what I would say to you is good luck.
Honestly, if it's an impetus for Teddy Santis to come on the motherfucking
Please,
podcast,
Ted.
why are we even doing the Fitties then?
This has been the 2021 Fitties, the only award show that matters. This has been Throwing Fits, the only podcast that matters.
Apologies for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, apologies for that. We're gonna figure that out sometime this year. We promise you.
That's our 2022 promise.
Yeah, that is our promise to you. This has been the Fitties. We'll see you next week.
Adios.